Well, this is what the podcast is for.
You watched it already, though.
Well, yeah, when things are in the docket, I watch it.
That rhymed.
That was an intentional. That was bad. That was bad. Oh my god! I didn't even remember that. All right.
Oh my god, my thing is clipping.
This is how we start the first episode.
Fine. Go ahead. Intro, go.
All right, let's go. Take us away, Chie.
Listening to the Big Weeb Podcast. And you know you gotta do it more often. And you gotta eat more meat.
Mike, check 1, 2, 1, 2. What is this? It's your boys, Shawny boy.
And your boy Nate.
And this is the Big Weeb Podcast with just two big weebs here talking about all the trash Japanese gaming and sometimes anime news you need to know. Hope y'all doing good out there. How you doing today, Nate?
Doing good, actually. I just played a game where I stripped someone.
Yeah, that's good. That sounds amazing. What was that?
Funny enough, it wasn't hentai.
Akiba Strip. Yeah,
it's an old game called Akiba Strip. I decided I wanted to play it because, I thought about it. Oh god, that's
that game is actually fun at the same time, not that great.
Yeah,
it's like a good, not good game. But like if you're a weeb, it's like something that you'll like. Like the biggest thing I would really remember about that game is that like when you go in like like the big part of Akiba when you like walk up them steps and stuff, like they kept playing the trailer for Legend of Hero Trails of Cold Steel before it was announced in America, and I always got jealous because I was like, damn, I want to play that game. That's the only thing I can really remember from Akiba Strip is the trailer for a whole different game. Yeah. How's your week?
How's my week?
How's your week?
Weeks. So, same old thing. Staying inside. Game. Reading books. I'm saying manga. Catching up on shows and stuff. Catching up a lot of anime, to be honest.
What anime have you been watching?
I watched an anime called Conception. Most of it was about...
From the game.
Yeah. Most of the episodes are basically like, hey, you need to fuck this girl now. I watched an anime called... After that, I watched an anime called Defrag. That was pretty... It's a comedy romance-ish slice of life. I liked it. It's pretty funny. And now I'm watching an anime called... Hold on. How do you say this? It should be in my anime list. One second.
Just say the American name. Don't try the Japanese names.
I don't know. I don't know if it has it. I can let me check. Let's see. Where is it? Oh wait, there it is. It does have an English name. A good librarian like a good shepherd.
What?
Me too. It's a slice of. I guess it's a bit magic because basically, like, the main character can see like a bit of the future, and basically starts off with him seeing how this girl is about to die and saves her, and then makes a club with her, and other girls ensue. Harem, and then apparently he gets like tested to be the shepherd, which basically like is a person who can sees into the future of people and like changes it for the better.
This sounds like anime as fuck.
It is anime as fuck. I'm almost finished. I'm like on the last 2 episodes.
Sounds like anime, the show.
It's fun, to be honest. It's nice so far. I don't know. It seems it's gonna get with like the main girl.
Yeah,
I like all of them so far.
I guess I like all anime.
Yeah, basically.
I wonder if he's gonna get with the girl. He got with the girl. Who would have thought? That's so surprising that happened at the end. of the
God.
show.
Hold on. I don't need your thing on here. Why do I have this? Oh, because whatever.
Um, I've been watching. Just recently, I watched three different animes. I'm trying to get the name.
I think I've seen you guys been watching it in this server.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's in the server. There we go. Because I was like, I'm trying to get the name of the ones that I've been watching because the two newest ones, I can't think of the name right now.
Just trying to get through it, man. There's
Otome,
so many of them.
Otome Game no Hamshu Flagship.
What?
Uh, uh, okay, let's
What?
um
Huh?
let's look for the English name. It is once Kiss Anime wants to load up. I know like the gist of the name. It's the one the villainous anime. My next life as a
Oh, Villainous.
villainous. Um
I saw that, and I
Roots-
might want to watch
yeah.
that at some point.
The English dub just came out, so I started watching that. It's actually really good. It's about basically the girl, she died. Like she's a otaku who like played like different VNs and stuff, and then she dies, and now she's in the VN. But in the VN that she's in,
Huh.
she like any route that she basically takes, like it's a bad route. She either like gets exiled and goes to jail for the rest of her life, or like dies. So she's trying to basically change everything and trying not to die, but like the whole time, like she's either just messing things up, but as in the process of her like just messing things up, things are still happening like the same path that they do in the original game. So like she just gets more scared and stuff, and then just keeps messing more things up, but things keep just happening the way that they're supposed to. So it's like I don't know like the direction it's gonna go, like if she's gonna die at the end, or like is one of the bad things gonna happen in that. But it's interesting. So
Interesting,
it's
to say
a
the least.
comedy. Um, her mother and father are Jesse and James from Pokemon in the English dub,
Oh my
which is
god.
I was like, hold on, like I know these voices. I'm like, oh,
I know
Jesse and
these
James.
boys.
Another anime I watched is Science Fell in Love, so I tried to prove it. I only watched the first episode of that. That has a dub too, so I'm watching the dub for that. And that is basically about basically two scientists. Well, the girl scientist, she basically comes into work and she's like, "Oh yeah, I realized that I love you." And then the guy, he's like, "What? That doesn't make sense. You love me. We need to calculate this and figure this out." So like basically the whole episode, they're trying to like scientifically prove how she's in love with him and stuff. And then like there's this other girl who like she's more normal and she's kind of like just looking at them like, the hell's wrong with y'all? Like if you're just in love, like yeah, I don't need to scientifically prove anything. And then it's like, no, there's some
Don't believe you.
yeah, so basically, like they're just like, okay, so we need to make a hypothesis of this, and then test this out, blah blah blah, and they like do different tests and stuff. It seems very, it seems like it would be one of those animes that would be like the 12-minute long animes, like like those like kind of like one-offs, like one season, like
It does
each
seem like
episode's
that.
about like a couple of minutes. Like it seems like it's one of those, but it's 30 minutes long, so I'm not sure how deep it's gonna go into like detail because it just seems like more just like stuff happening more than like uh a cohesive plot where there's gonna be like stuff happening to where a climax, like a problem's gonna happen, and then the climax is gonna come, and then something's gonna resolve. So it doesn't seem like it's gonna become that. But like the way, like from the opening and stuff, there's a whole bunch more cast members and stuff like that. So maybe more stuff's gonna happen. Maybe she's gonna fall in love with somebody else, or somebody else gonna fall in love with him, and maybe some more stuff's gonna happen. Then I'm this 12 episodes. I think the whole thing's out on dub right now, so I'm probably gonna finish that by the time like the end of the week. And that's really good. It's a basically it's a comedy. It's a rom com, but it's more just comedy. And
Okay.
then my favorite anime that I'm just eating up right now, Sing Yesterday for Me. This anime is amazing. if you don't want your own personal life tested, I would not recommend watching this. If you're anywhere between the ages of like 18 to 30, you're probably gonna watch this and be like, this shit is real. Like, why is this shit just like talking to me? Why, like, anytime like uh a character like just goes on like this long tangent about like life or about like, people lying or some type of thing and everything's a quotable about your own life. You're like, fuck, this is so fucking real right now. But like it's a really good, I mean, it's just a romantic, like a romantic thing, a romantic, oh, I love this person loves me, this person loves this friend. But there's a bunch of different twists and turns. The twists and turns aren't all that like crazy or nothing like out of the ordinary I've seen from anime. But just like the way the characters are, they feel very human, and in the sense of emotional humans, where they have issues and they kind of point out those issues and they kind of just like, yeah, I don't care. I'm still gonna chase after this person just because I like this person, and I know that this is probably bad for me to do. It's bad for myself and for my own like personal health, but I'm gonna still do it anyway. Fuck it. And it's kind of real in a sense a lot of times, and just like episode after episode, like it's been really good. I think what episode 7 just came out yesterday, so I just watched that one. And that was a really good, ended on a really good like cliffhanger. I don't want to spoil you too much of it, but really good anime. I would highly recommend like people watch that. But again, it's gonna hit you in reality if you're not
I
like
was
for that.
gonna have to get you to send me those. Or where are they anywhere in your server? The names?
The first two are, I haven't talked too much about ah what's it called? Sing Yesterday for me. Um which is weird because it's the one I like the most, because I just been talking like whoever's been watching it with me and stuff like that I know been watching. I just kind of been talking to them like directly and not in the server. But yeah, I'll post that one in the server too, because yeah, that one's really good. It's really
Yeah,
really
I
good.
might take those up.
Yeah, like I think those would be stuff that you would like a whole lot. What
I like a
games
lot
have
of
you been
things, to be
playing?
honest. Yeah.
What you said?
I like a lot of things.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. You're very open with. Well, you're very open with everything, but you're very open with like anime and stuff like that. Like you're very like, oh yeah, like I watch this is like everywhere. So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think I think you like them though. Um, what games have you been playing?
Games. I've been playing a lot of different games.
Not
So,
before we get into
I was about
April
to say, tell us
Madness.
what we'll talk
Listen,
about.
before we get into April Madness and wrap
Uh,
up April Madness.
but I guess after that, it was. Oh, let me look at my list because I'll remember what I played. Basically, new computer. So I've been playing a lot of different stuff. I played some Darks. I played Dark Souls 3 for a bit. Try out a mod, like a Dynasty Warriors mod. That was chaotic as
Oh
fuck,
yeah,
by
so
the
you
way.
told me about that. What is that?
It's called Dynasty Soul, or Dark Dynasty. It was called the mod.
So when you say Dynasty Warriors, you're not talking about like Lobo's not in the game, but you're talking about like it's like a Muso game where it's just a horde of enemies just coming at you at once. Is that
Yeah,
what you mean?
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get like all these different classes based on the Dynasty Warriors games.
So does it change the gameplay to a Muso game, or is it just still Dark Souls, still hard as shit Dark Souls, where you need to
No, no,
like
no.
dodge block,
It
but
basically feels like a change. It basically feels like a Dynasty Warriors game in Dark Souls mechanics, basically. So
okay.
like you got souped up health, you got souped up armor, and all that
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay.
Your like weapons. They changed some weapon movesets up to fit it a bit more, and there's just like a fucking horde of enemies.
That's what I
I
would
can
say.
see it.
That would sound crazy if it's just regular Dark Souls, but it's just a shit ton of enemies. I'm like, first of all, one enemy is enough in Dark Souls. Like, how the freak are you supposed to fight like a
No,
horde of
it didn't feel like
enemies?
Dark Souls 3 at all. If that was Dark Souls
Okay.
3, like normally, I'll be like, I'm dead all the time.
Yeah,
But
that's
it
when
felt
when
like
you first said it. I was like, that doesn't sound fun. That doesn't sound like something I would enjoy.
it felt like 4-ish hours, I think. Because like
Okay.
you go through the first level, defeat the boss, and then like you get into Phalanx Shrine, the big base, and then there's like 5 other bonfires where it takes you to like different levels, and then you go through the levels and fight the bosses.
Okay. So this is just basically just change the
Like a
game. Like
whole
this is a
revamp,
whole different
basically.
game. Okay.
Yeah, I found it very fun. What else have I been going for? I've been trying out my Skyrim mods, of course. Got my Skyrim back with a lot of mods. I got Resident Evil 2 and 7 actually recently. Mostly 2 I've been playing. Just trying out mods for that. I got like a Tifa mod for Claire. It's so weird to be playing through the game with that on, but it's so cool at the same time.
No
Um,
nude mods.
uh, let's not talk about that. um, I'm able to finally play the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games on here now. I've been playing a bit of the first one.
Okay.
Um,
Still
and
still going under 30 frames even on PC, especially
huh?
for
What?
the frame rate. It's not optimized for PC.
Oh, the Naruto. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got that. And as I said, I did mention before the Activist Strip I've been playing recently.
yeah. Okay.
Because I just felt, and I just because of the last 2 animes I watched are romantic-ish based. So I'm like, I want to play a romance game now.
Okay. Wait,
Basically.
you say you want to play a romantic game, so you play Aqua Strip?
Well, I had has like romantic things.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Romantic
okay, okay. You're right. I did forget about the whole romance thing. Like that just went out the window for me. And when you said that, I was like, wait, stripping vampire demon
Do you want to?
is romantic?
Stripping people on like a stuff kind of like a side thing to me with that game. I go through the motions with it. If you know what I'm saying?
um. All right. Well, is that all for your week?
That's mostly it. I've been playing. I've been playing Siege with, I guess, Liz and all that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that's
Did
not important.
you played what was the game that they? I still haven't played with them yet.
Among Us.
Among Us. Yeah. Have you played that?
Yeah, I played that yesterday with them. That's quite fun actually. Basically, I can't remember what the game it reminded me of, but basically you have a bunch of like crew members on a ship, and one of them is like an imposter, and they have to kill everyone. And you do like certain jobs on the ship, and then the imposter can't do these jobs, but you can pretend to do these jobs because people won't know if you're doing them or not. And you have to like basically stealth your way around killing people without getting noticed too much, or getting noticed at all, to be honest.
Huh.
It was actually quite fun. I think they might be playing it later on. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll probably join this time at least if they play it today. I'm
They
I'm tired of
probably will
the
play it if you're joining.
um. I'm trying to think because all of the games I've been recently playing are games that we're gonna
You
eventually talk about
you've
in one
been
way or
playing a
another.
bit. You played a bit of Steins Gate, and you've been playing.
Yeah,
Oh, that's in the
yeah.
podcast.
Basically the only thing I'm trying to think of anything else because yeah, basically the only thing outside of the games, not even the Superman and stuff. Even we're gonna get to the rest of the stuff that I've been playing too later. But Steins Gate, I started out on Steins Gate. Um, Very fun just because that main character, this personality is very wide open. I still don't know if the organization is a real thing or not, or if he's just tripping out and bugging out. Because he keeps talking like he's like this really paranoid guy. That's like, oh, you're part of the organization, aren't you? You're trying to. I see what y'all doing now. Organization sent you to do this, and I'm like, I don't think this is a real.
now.
And I'm like, I don't think this is a real person. And, the craziness did start happening so far from where I've been, where something happening, like everybody was gone and nobody was around and stuff, and he was all alone. And then the girl that was with him, she's kind of just like is acting like nothing's going on and stuff, like everything's fine. So like I don't know if there might be a deeper thing there. Maybe the organization is doing something, or I don't know. I have to play it a little more, but it is entertaining. I just haven't had time to get back around to it again. I've been playing Project Diva, which we're gonna talk about later. Been playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which we're gonna talk about later. We've been playing Chosen Mana, Sakura Wars. You gotta talk about later. Talk about later.
And on that note, let's get right into it.
So on that note, let's talk about fucking April.
Let's talk about everything.
April Madness.
Before we do forget, episodes 1 and 2 of the podcast are now on Spotify and YouTube.
Let's get into that. Episode 1, Final Fantasy. So yeah, we're not gonna talk much about Final Fantasy today because we've done that for a whole 2 hours straight. That's episode 1. Episode 2, interview with Aaron Fitzgerald from the end of March. So y'all go ahead and check that out. I guess we can talk about. We can even talk about that. Yeah, we got a lot of reception about that. A lot of people giving us.
Bring your eyes to Twitter.
You said what?
If you bring your eyes to Twitter.
Yeah. So like, it's a lot of people's been saying a lot of positive things about it. So go ahead and check it out. It was a very, very fun interview. Hopefully we can do it again one day too, because she is a character. She is Chie. Like that's her. Like very fun. Like I would like to interview her again. Of course, interview more people, but especially interview her again.
Yeah. She would be definitely down for that.
You said what?
She'll be definitely down for that.
Yeah. All right, so let's get right into it. April Madness. We already talked about Final Fantasy. We talked about. Well, we didn't really talk too much about Resident Evil. We talked about the demo. I don't think we talked about Resident Evil. It's been a while since I actually even touched Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
Not in a bad way, because
not in a bad way. For me, I haven't touched it because obviously completing the game we get burnt out of now and again. I did want to play it again on hardcore, but I played it a bit on hardcore. Remember, I streamed it a bit on hardcore. Stopped. I forgot to go back to it, but now that I've got my new PC, I want to grab Resident Evil 3 on PC because of mod shit and make it spice it up a bit. Oh yeah, Nikolai has been added as a mastermind for Resident Evil 3 Resistance.
Oh yeah, that's true. He is him, and he's the mastermind, and then Nemesis is the special monster, special attack. Yeah, Resistance is a thing. I mean,
it was fun for what we played, but the problem was the service and how we got into matches was the pain in the ass.
Yeah, like I feel like it could be fine if with a good patch, which I haven't played in a while, so things could have been patched and it could be good. So I might get into that one time because I really do enjoy Resident Evil 3, and I wish I kind of wish Resistance was more like 3 rather than more like 2, because you could tell like they built it off of 2's engine. I mean, I know 3's the same engine, but the controller wise.
Yeah, 3 has some little like things about it with its controls and how it plays that makes it a bit easier to control.
Yeah, and that's why it makes it more fun, especially more fun to go back and play hardcore mode and stuff like that. Like when I was playing hardcore mode, I didn't feel like overwhelmed or anything like that. And then I know there's more modes after hardcore.
Yeah, there's more modes after
those
hardcore.
Are probably feel more overwhelmed. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, good game. Out of the 4, like if you had to rank everything, Resident Evil 3 would be 3 for me. That wasn't me trying to make a pun or nothing like that.
Yeah, Resident Evil 3 is pretty good. In my opinion, it's pretty good. But I still there's some things with 2 that I still liked, and I still like now, even after playing 3.
Mhm.
So I'd rank that a bit. I rank 2 a bit higher than 3. And just the general hype about the game when it was getting announced.
I feel like
Uh,
so. Here's my thoughts on it. Is Resident Evil 2 original PlayStation 1
oh
is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
my favorite Resident Evil game.
I would.
And when
Hmm.
Resident Evil 2 remake came out, of course I was super hyped about it, and of course I liked the game. I feel like I am more critical with Resident Evil 2 remake than I am with Resident Evil 3 remake
Yeah.
because maybe it might be because of my love for Resident Evil 2 original, where I'm like, oh, I wish Part B was more of a Part B than just a redux version of Part A. I
Oh,
wish you had
right.
more of this. I wish like I think I have like even though I love remake 2, I have more expectation for that than I did for Resident Evil 3, where Resident Evil 3 it's a game that I had. Resident Evil 3 original is a game that I had, a game that I played a lot. I didn't always get really far into it. I didn't really always particularly love it outside of just like Nemesis chasing you around. I didn't really like that game altogether. But with this remake, with remake 3, I think I liked it a whole lot because it felt like a new game to me. Like instead of a remake version of the original. So I feel like I had less to really have expectations on. Because it's a game that wasn't my most favorite Resident Evil, but at the same time, they changed a whole lot within the remake. So for me to be like, oh, I like this new thing. Oh, I like this new thing. And it was less expectations of more of wondering what's going to happen next. And I think that's why I kind of feel like, for me personally, Resident Evil 3 Remake is better than 2. Just for my personal
If we're
experience.
going with the originals too, yeah, I would totally agree with you for that one. If for original versus remake, I don't know. Might they both have their own little like special things about them and how they do it. So I don't actually know. I've placed them both. Um, I've got a knack for nostalgia, so I'll probably place the original a little higher than the remake. But they
Mm.
both have their own things about them that make them special.
Yeah, and with 3, I'll probably actually play the remake of 3 more than I'll play the original of 3.
Yeah,
But
I
like
didn't get
with,
to play as much of the original, so I'll probably go with you on that one.
yeah. And I said with 2, uh, like I played remake 2 a lot. Like even like on stream and stuff. I played it a bunch of times. Um, because I do like the game a lot. It's just like, yeah, I probably would end up playing the original more.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, like
It
yeah.
makes me want to get like a PS1 emulator and download that now.
Well, I have that, but
I
yeah.
know you have that, but I don't. I have a PS2
I,
emulator, so no PS1. I need to get PS1
or I
set up.
would probably just recommend the GameCube since that's the best version of
Oh
both
yeah,
versions.
that's right.
GameCube, and then you can do more with the GameCube emulator. I feel too, with Dolphin
Okay.
emulator, and you could do more like textures and stuff like that. So the game could look way better.
Okay. Well, since we're on Resident Evil, I guess we'll talk a little bit about some of the leaks.
You said some of the what?
Leaks
You said
for
some of the
4.
leaks. Oh, yeah. I completely forgot
And
about that.
yeah, long story short, a lot of people had a lot of journalists, or is it journalist? Was it journalists? I don't remember what it was. A lot of people basically with the same information came together. Well, not came together. A lot of people with the same information came and they put some information down, and apparently Capcom has been remaking for one actually. Apparently they've been working on it before 2 released, or before 2 was actually being made. I don't know. Can't remember what it was. There's a thing somewhere about it. I just typed up Resident Evil 4. Remake.
And if I'm hearing this right, the Resident Evil 4 remake is being created by the people who did is it 7? which was a different team from the people who did
I believe
2
so,
and
yes.
3, I think.
What? Oh, I had to, what? Oh, I have to take all that. No,
And yeah, there's a lot of talks with Resident Evil 4, and there's also a lot of talks with Resident Evil 8 at the same
Yeah,
time.
about 8's coming out. Apparently, 8 is leaked, come out next year. And the Resident Evil 4 says it's going to be a 2022 release. So 1 year after the other. But keep in mind that they have been working on this game for quite a while. So
I'm gonna
don't
say
be
this.
discouraged by like year after year. Go on, yeah.
I'm not hyped for either one of these two.
Well, neither am I. Resident Evil 4 remake from Capcom reports inside the reports have emerged on VGC, Gematsu, and through the Twitter account of frequent horror game leaker Dust Golem, all point to the Resident Evil 4 remake being on track to arrive sometime in 2022. They also indicate that work on the project has been led by N2 Studios since the developer opened in 2018, meaning it's already been in the works for a while. So 20, yeah, like 4, 5
I'm
years?
still saying I get the money thing. I get, hey, let's do the thing that's gonna make us more money.
They're going with company, yeah.
But
Company,
as the big Resident Evil fan, Code Veronica, a game that
I would agree. I would totally agree with you there. I felt like Code Veronica would have been a better choice to do because that would have benefited more from
It's
Arena.
funny. I feel like Code Veronica, even more than like, of course, 2 and 3 are just dated. But I think the one game out of like the whole franchise, besides 1, that needed a remake would be Code Veronica.
Yeah.
Like even more than 2 and 3. Like Code Veronica is the one thing that like if you put that, like if you made Code Veronica how Resident Evil 2 was,
Just
like scary, like just make it, because I feel like Code Veronica is already scary. Like it's already scary, but like of course just old school archaic Resident Evilness of it kind of holds it back. And then certain story pacing and telling things kind of hold it back too. If that was remade, how Resident Evil 2 was, that would be probably even scarier than Resident Evil 7.
It would have benefited so much from like story and voice acting. Jesus Christ!
Because
and
a lot of people hate
backtracking.
A lot of people don't like Code Veronica. I actually do like Code Veronica for its story. I like the twins. Like I like Alfred. Am I saying his name right? Alfred. Is it Alfred?
Yeah.
Alfred? Yeah. Like I like him, like his
Alfred,
very like he is a cartoon villain, like a Resident Evil cartoon villain that like I really love, like more so than Zalistar in Resident Evil 4, more so than Zalistar, yeah. More so.
The only problem I had with Veronica was backtracking.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the
bored me.
Yeah, like that's the one thing is like, you have to go across here, go here, get this item, come all the way back here, cross this bridge again, go all the way back here. Like I remember when I first played Code Veronica, and like I remember I got so scared, not even with the fact of like a specific monster or anything. I remember I got to that one point where it was the metal detector, and you walk through, and when you walk through with your guns on, and like all the things shut down, and it's like, nope, you have to put your guns in the box, and I was like,
things deposit all metallic items in the security box.
Yeah. Like I'm good. I'm not gonna play this anymore.
What was it? M2 is a new studio, but led by the former Platinum Games CEO Tetsuya Minami, which also assisted with development of Resident Evil 3 remake. What was it? Though original Resident Evil 4 director Shinji Mikami is busy working on Ghostwire Tokyo, a game for Bethesda studio. Again, like the report indicated that he's given his unofficial blessing to the Capcom project and even provided a few pointers for its development. Apparently, according to reports, the Resident Evil 4 remake has a larger team and a longer development schedule than both Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. So we expect even bigger things, to be honest. But before that, we should expect to finally see the true sequel to Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8 release. Apparently, it's going to be called Resident Evil Village. I could see it because Village with the ILL. What was it? Village?
Okay, so
ILL? Or VILL.
yeah, if it's 8, it's 3 eyes.
Yeah.
My issues. Well, let's get to the Village one. You're gonna release Resident Evil 4 remake, which takes place in the Village, and then after that, you're gonna release Resident Evil 8, which takes place in the Village. See where I'm going with this? No. It's gonna be like, and I understand
Resident Evil 8 coming out first.
Okay, so you're gonna release Resident Evil 8, which takes place in the Village. Then you're gonna release Resident Evil 4 remake, which takes place in the Village. It's like I don't know if it's gonna be. I'm sure Resident Evil 8 is probably gonna be more on the lines of Resident Evil 7, first person stuff like that. And I know it's not gonna have the what do you call it, the guados and stuff like that. It's gonna have whatever stuff that they've been teasing, ghosts and werewolves and stuff like that. But you're given like the same premise and same setting, and I'm not liking that. And like you can say the same thing along the lines of like Resident Evil 2 and 3, but at least with like 2, you had the setting of the police station, and like that's all you basically had. Like you was in Raccoon City for like 2 seconds, and then you go into the police station.
Yeah.
Like in Resident Evil 3, like your setting is Raccoon City, and like you're barely in a police station. Like you're only in there for like 2 seconds, especially like in the original. Well, in the original and remake, actually, in the police station for like 2 seconds.
Okay,
but it's. I don't know. I just have so many issues with everything.
Okay, so
I'm sure they're going to be both good games. I'm sure they're going to be both fun. But it's
I'm just waiting for the trailers to come out of them to see what I think. Exactly.
I'm sure they're both going to be good games. I'm sure they're both going to be fun. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is Resident Evil 4.
It depends how they execute Resident Evil 4, because I have a deep love for Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I mean, and you know my feelings with Resident Evil 4 is
I know.
it's different than the majority. But I still, like, even not liking something, I can still, I don't have a bias to things where I'm like, I know something's a good game, I just know I don't personally enjoy something.
Sorry.
It's, I feel like even looking at this right now, like looking on the screen, audio listeners, we're just showing the video footage of the original Resident Evil 4. Like, if you put HD textures on this game still looks good.
Yeah.
And it makes you, like, how many not a whole lot of PlayStation 2 era games had a full remake. And even when they did, it didn't look that much crazier, amazing. Like, the only game that I'm really thinking of off the top of my head is, God damn it. Like, I had it and then it went away. The one by Team Ico, Shadow Colossus. Shadow Colossus is the only game I can think of that was a PlayStation 2 generation game that had a full remake. And like of course the remake looks good, it looks amazing, but it doesn't give you like a crazy overhaul and a crazy like just like, okay, yeah, like this is the way it should have been played, blah blah blah, like a Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake. So like remaking 4, it's like it's not much. I mean, you can change a whole lot, but it's not gonna be much to really say like, okay, I definitely need to play this version because this is the super crazy new version that just replaces the original completely. Like, it's gonna be hard to say like the remake is gonna replace the original because the original is still because like the original is still current in a sense. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure it's gonna be a good game. I'm sure it's gonna Of course, it's gonna do the numbers. It's probably gonna do more than Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake put together because it's Resident Evil 4. But
Probably so.
and the whole Resident Evil 8 stuff, I'm just kind of like of course with the werewolves and ghosts and everything else that they're talking about. I'm just like, I gotta see it. I gotta
Yeah.
see it.
I think there's a leak suggesting that Resident Evil 8 will be called Resident Evil Village,
Mhm.
and could focus heavily on rural cults in Europe. So we're getting 2 Europe Resident Evils in the next years.
That's what I
What
said.
else?
Like you have a village, you have a village in one game, village in another one. Yeah, it's both in Europe. Like it's gonna be, as I said, it can be the way that it goes hand in hand with Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2. So we'll see. I'll try not to be too critical just yet.
First year, but okay. We know for sure Resident Evil 8 is in the early stage of development. Capcom, or at least certain members of the Resident Evil 7 team, have earnestly confirmed the next title in the series is already being worked on. Biohazard has always planned to represent the first new entry in a rebooted Resident Evil saga. The most notable confirmation of this news arrived in April 2017 via the Resident Evil 7 executive producer Jun Takuchi, who was being interviewed in an official making of the documentary for the game. It's worth reading. Okay, bullshit. Apparently there was reports of people playing, some people game testers playing and saying about Resident Evil 8, and apparently it being very different, very hard. Is that? I can't remember. Hold on.
But yeah, I mean,
remember-
bottom line is both of these things are just gonna be like stuff we have to wait and see. And once we see a trailer, to form more concrete opinions, especially the most opinions we're gonna have is when we actually play the game. But form more opinions when we actually see more through trailers and get more information that's not just leaks and like stuff that's kind of in the air right now. So, but yeah, for right now, I'm not too hyped, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, moving on for Resident Evil now.
All right, Trails of Mana.
Yeah, I do have that.
Now, I'm gonna say this. Let me talk about my thoughts and stuff because, oddly enough, I'm sure I probably would have less to say than you do. The reason why I would have less to say is because I did not play much of this. And that's not saying that I think the game is bad. I like the game. I will say out of the 4 games of March Madness, I said April Madness. This was my number 4. Even though it's still,
Yeah, I would say the same.
it's my number 4, but still, I would still give this an 8 out of 10 game.
Yeah, this game is pretty solid game, and the mechanics of it was very interesting to say, at least. Like, because I haven't played the original yet, so yeah, I probably might touch it at some point. But the leveling up system was basic, to say the least. You just have the training points and you put it into whatever you want. I basically made my main character Duran here, Sword Fighter, the tank, basically. Tank plus slash big melee guy.
You are way farther than me because I'm not even. Yeah, okay, yeah, you've beaten the game. I didn't even get to the point of like being able to like change classes and clothes and stuff like that.
Was my big magic person. A big magic caster, attacker, and of course Charlotte. Not talk about it too much. Was my healer. Even though I hate her with a fiery passion, she was pretty helpful in some situations, and in other situations she wasn't really. There's many situations where party's health was almost completely gone, and she didn't do jack shit. She just stood there and was like, "I'm gonna attack this guy." Like, heal me. So basically, what I had to do was just set the healing items on Duran's quick bar and just spam shit when I needed to.
Yeah. See, that's one thing. Okay, I need to get back into the. It's just been
This
so
is
many.
what you're saying now is class 2. Well,
Mhm,
actually no. On Duran and Charlotte's class 2.
mhm,
On Angelina, yeah, what she's wearing is class 3.
mhm.
That is the dark path for
So,
her.
so how do you change classes? It's just.
Basically, for the class 2, you need to be level 18, and you need to find a mana stone first off. In the early section of the game, you'll have mana stones. I won't spoil too much, but you go to mana stone, and then it's like, if you're level 18, it's like, who wants to switch classes? And then you get a pop-up menu saying light or darkness classes, and then you can look through their stats and what they do and what their special abilities are. For Duran, that's a light class. For Duran, basically he's more of a tank for this one. The other class was more of like a magic / physical person class. Just dealing with healing and all that shit. But I was like, I already have Charlotte, so I might as well just stick with my fighting and dealing more damage with physical attacks. Charlotte was Charlotte's classes were basically debuff or just healing to the max, and you can tell which one I picked. And then Angelina was more of like debuffs or it was like debuffs and magic, or sacrifice life to make magic more potent, more damaging. I basically made her to a big attack magic class to sacrifice HP, and then I put other shit on to sacrifice the whole party's HP. So she did massive damage, basically. She
And I
fucked
see that you
bosses
got
up.
your special bar is way higher than what mine are. Because I only have
Oh
like
yeah,
two
you
bars
get
for my
like
special bar.
you get like 100% each class. So you start off with 200%, and then class 2 gives you 300%, and class 3 has 400%. And apparently there's a fourth class,
No. Oh.
which you get after beating the game.
Oh, because there's an epilogue in the game.
Oh yeah, I guess I haven't done that one.
I don't know how you do that. Maybe
I don't know.
yeah,
Skipping a bit ahead, like an hour. Yeah, about an hour in, I'd say. You can see Duran, a third class with Duran. I picked his dark class, which is Prince class. This is a lot to take in. For class 3, you have to be level 38, I believe. But you also have to have that's a spoiler there. You have to also have a specific item. So for the later game, you have to fight the big Benevodons and shit like that, and you go into like their dungeon. And in their dungeon, in some of the chests in their dungeon, you'll have specific item for specific characters. So Duran could either have like a knight tag or prince tag, and then Angelina could either have 2 different tomes that I can't fucking remember the names of. And then Charlotte had like 2 different like bottles, salt bottle and a medical bottle, or I don't remember what it was. So you have to have a specific class item to change class for class 3. I changed him into a Prince class, which basically made him more tanky and more damage based. Charlotte was more of a bigger healer, I guess, and that's practically it. Really. I didn't realize you had to go into the later dungeons to get the class items, so I kind of grinded. So I was a bit overpowered more than usual.
Okay.
More than usual? No, I was a bit over leveled for some of the areas, so some of the bosses didn't take that much to kill.
How did you
But
feel
that's
about the story?
Basic. Basic to say the least. It was basically,
I mean,
it was basically like,
it's
oh,
a
look.
1996 game. I mean, it's hard to really
Yeah, I
say
get
that, and then Final Fantasy VII just came
it. It's
out.
basically like, oh, whatever character you pick gets their specific bad guy you have to deal with, and then you get stronger, defeat them in the end, and then you have the big main boss that comes out and like, ha ha ha, big main boss, I'm gonna destroy the fucking world, and then you go after him.
Yeah, I mean, and that's probably one of the So I'll say two of my negative things with this game. For one, going back to gameplay, gameplay feels very archaic. Even with the new way
Yeah,
the gameplay is, it still feels old. Like it's like,
it's,
oh,
a,
this is
it's
the
an
new way
old
to
game
play
with
it, but it still
old
feels old.
story mechanics and battle mechanics.
Yeah.
That's
So sometimes just going around fighting stuff just felt very basic.
yeah.
And sometimes like
The
it's just
game
like,
was
oh, I don't
basic to
feel
say
like
the
those.
least,
Yeah.
but it was fun
But
anyway.
yeah, it still was still good and still fun. But sometimes there was times where I'm just like, I don't feel like fighting anything right now. I just want to like get away from it.
Yeah,
But
I thought everything.
and yeah, like that's always like my thing, especially with like action RPGs, where it's like anytime I
Um,
see an enemy, I want to fight all of the enemies. Like I want to clear the whole map of the
oh,
enemies
your combo gets longer with each class you go
with
up.
each.
I meant
Okay, and
to.
that's cool.
So
Yeah,
like
that's
it
good. At
was
least it gets.
in normal class. The normal class would be like circle, circle, circle,
Mhm,
triangle, whatever combo you want,
mhm.
and then it just gets puts an extra circle
Um,
basically onto the end.
the other
Like,
issue that I had with the game, this one is just a personal gripe, just because I played the original game before, and it is a one-to-one remake
yeah, that's the same
to the
thing. Yeah.
point where there were, of course, it's been so long since I played it, but like once I got to certain parts, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I remember this part where we had to find a gnome and fight this monster and do this. Like I start remembering things, and like, of course, we always want to see our things remade into stuff. We always want to see that. I'm just not the biggest fan of one-to-one remakes, and that's why I love Final Fantasy VII Remake so much because of all of the different stuff that they did with it, and that's why I
Yeah,
like Resident Evil 3 Remake so much because of all the stuff they did with that. So like the one-to-oneness of it, it's cool to have that nostalgia there, but like it did kind of be like, okay, I kind of already know this game, so I'm gonna just put
well, that's
this
what
to the side.
basically named this game. Nostalgia for
Yeah,
people. You enjoy it for nostalgia reasons. That's it.
yeah. Like this game, like I don't like if I get to around beating it, like it's probably gonna be one of those games, and that's why I'm kind of glad I have it on the Switch because I can easily now just like pick it up and play it. So like if I'm like on the airplane or just relaxing wherever, and I just have my Switch for me, I could just pick it up, do
My
something
whole
really
play,
fast,
my whole
and
playthrough will be on uh, the Twitch on my VODs. If you want to
mm,
go look at it at some point, I'll probably get it done into like funny moments if I can at some point. I don't know yet. Was it?
and yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and the PlayStation 2 4 version, god dang, PlayStation 4 version, um, it looks better, and I'm sure your load times are like much faster than the Switch version, which I have the Switch version.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it looks really good on the Switch though. Load times could be a little bit faster. Like that was my biggest gripe of like noticing like, okay, yeah, this is on the Switch right now. Um, but yeah, I don't have too much to say about it. I do sound negative about it, but I actually did enjoy the little time that I did play with it.
I'm seeing both our chats right now.
Yeah,
No, that made me chuckle. Anyway, yeah. That's all I've got to say really. I don't have anything else to say
yeah.
about it.
I mean, good game, but like I said, out of the four, this was number four for me. Mm. So let's get into.
Stack rollers, shall we? Let me pull that.
Let's see.
Do you want to start off, or do you want me
Oh,
to start? Wait,
hold
how
on.
far have you got in a second or so? Is that
Well,
how?
before
Right.
we go into Sakura's, one thing I did want to say about Trasamana, I did like how like I did like all of the voice acted like parts. I don't like the voice acting because it's not the best,
Yeah.
but I did like how like a lot of parts, especially like dealing with this game that's like you can choose your character and like you choose your character and you have certain character interactions and stuff like that. So I did like how like all of those were voice acted and like you had certain parts and like with certain things. Like I remember when you had to go into that get the guy with the cannon, and then like I think like Angela had said something to Hawkeye or whatever like that, and like the way that they spoke seemed like it was them two rather than generic comment. Like it seemed like it was kind of like it was made for like if you play with these two people, this is how they're gonna talk to each other. And I am kind of interested to see everybody's like interactions with each other and stuff like that. So it seemed like they did kind of put some more time and effort into that.
Charlotte.
You said what?
My interactions were hell most of the time because
Yeah, sure.
I did it for you, bitch.
Yeah. You're welcome. All right, so let's get into Sakura Wars now. Where I'm at in Sakura Wars, I am at I'm where we're at the what you call it? So probably here where we're showing right now. Yeah. Like I'm here, so I'm not gonna even watch that part. Huh?
Revenue games, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, at the like war games or whatever it is. That's the part that I'm on right now. Like I just got finished last time I played, just because I've been kind of backseating video games at the moment, so that's why. Because I would have been done with this game in like 2 seconds. But yeah, I'm there.
I'd say I'm really enjoying this more than I thought I would.
Yeah, so that's my thing. Where like that's the thing I want to bring up. So I said RE3 is my 3, Trails of Mana is my 4. This is my 2, definite 2.
Definite 2.
Because this game is amazing. This is a really good game.
And like the graphics were basically looking like Jump Force, but made for the right thing.
I would even do that because Jump Force has a word like this looks
more refined. Jump Force.
Yeah, like this, like Jump Force looks. They're trying to be more realistic-y, and it makes it look weird. Where this looks, they want to be anime. Like this looks like it's straight from an anime, and it plays so well into like it. The art style looks fresh and new, but still plays so well into that kind of feeling like this is an old school anime, like a 1980s, 1990s anime. And like with that, with the like the anime opening, with the like when you finish a chapter, it's like here's what's happening next time. Yeah. So, and one thing that really threw me off is I didn't know this game was about like demons and monsters and stuff like at all until until this part that I'm showing right now on the screen at the very beginning when the monster came in. Well, I think until when you hit new game and that first anime cutscene happens and the original Sakura like comes and saves the the little Sakura, and I was like, wait, this game about demons? Like this monsters? I thought it was like these big battles. Yeah.
I love the lip system right here. What I'm showing, where like you go up and down to choose how you say a line. Like you can say like a line like really like what's the word? Like shouty, or you could say it middle like yes.
Yeah, like we just shout it, like you could be like, all right, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Like,
let's do it. I fucking love that.
And then like sometimes they'll be like, okay, yeah, let's yeah, it's fine. Like sometimes like they're like, okay, you're being too anime right now.
This scene right here, where you talk about stars with Anastasia, I was feeling like the stars are so beautiful, and she was going on with like what she was saying, and then she finishes her lines and was like, "What do you think, Kamiyama?" And then Kamiyama's like counting the stars.
Yeah.
She says he's counting the stars, and then she talks about stuff, and then she turns around to say, "What do you think, Kamiyama? Are you listening, Captain?" He's like 1,202. What was this again? Yeah, 1,057, 1,058, 1,059.
One thing I did like about this game that like it threw me off at first, and then like I got it, and then like I really started liking it the more I really realized it and appreciate it, was that like the animation was like especially with like the main with Kamiyama, like he would be this like super expressive Like anytime he would speak,
Animation is
his,
really good. Oh my god.
his hands and arms would just be moving, kind of like you're watching Power Rangers. Like in Power Rangers, they have to show like who's talking because you can't see their lips, so they would just always move and stuff. And there was like a lot of times where he would just be doing that, where his arms would be moving so much. And I'm like, all right, they could have held back on that a little bit, but I was like,
That's
the
character.
more I realized it, and like I was like, the more the because like at first to me it was like, okay, that's being like super anime, like it doesn't need to be that much animation into it. But like the more I realized it, I was like, well, this game is about theater, and like when you have theater, you have the over expression of
Yeah.
things. So like I was like, the way that they're animating and moving kind of plays in with the theme of the game altogether, with it being about theater and the actresses and all of that stuff. So I was like, okay, now I'll kind of appreciate that a little bit more. Because at first it was kind of jarring, but I was like, all right, should have held back on those
The amount of
animations a little
animation
bit.
in this game is amazing and unreal.
Yeah.
All the unique animation people has and talking all that fits.
Another thing that I like with the lip system is I like how people are characters. And when I say that, like, when you first meet Clarice,
Clarice, yeah. You
when you
hate
first,
her.
yeah, when I first met her, I did not like. I hate this girl, but
She,
like,
as you get to know her, she
yeah,
became one of the
but
best characters, actually.
at first I didn't like her, but I appreciated what her character was. Like whenever you spoke to her and you said something positive, like, "Oh yeah, we'll be able to do it," and she'll be like, "Why are you being overly
What are you
positive?"
lying?
Like she saw your positivity as a negative trait, and that's there are actual people that's like that in real life. And
Yeah, I
like
know.
so and that made the game even more like harder to like read characters. So you won't just be like, oh, let me just say the nice and positive thing all the time, and then they're
Exactly.
always going to go up.
I love that.
Yeah, so like it was like, okay, yeah, and especially it was actually good for her too, because it's like yeah, you want to be a positive person to like somebody you first meet. You don't know this person, like their characteristics and their personality, and now you're starting to realize, okay, yeah, so she's kind of like this negative person. So let me try to warm up to her. Let me try to get her to feel more comfortable and stuff. And then like as you go more and more into the game, then the more stuff you start saying positive, the more stuff that she starts kind of like warming up to you and kind of accepted it more
Yeah.
than she did at the beginning.
I liked her so much later on.
Yeah, like at first I was like I didn't like her, and then slight spoilers. Once we get into that dating, like when we had to take out a date so she can write the story and stuff, I was like, why do we have to date her? It's like why are you forcing
I
me to
liked
date
her
her?
today. I'm like, I want to
But
get to
yeah,
know this.
and then like yeah, I like the date. I like the another part I liked with her was the affection part where you went into her room and then you had to like help her like put the story together and like it looked
Who's
at the
your is Sakura? I'm guessing Sakura is your highest right now.
Sakura is my highest, but that's not the one I want to go for.
What are
Right
you
now
going for?
Sakura is my highest because the game told me Sakura is my highest.
Well, yeah, Sakura's
Basically.
going to be obviously your
Like
highest.
anytime
Anyone
like I
really?
say something, yeah, like I was like I say something, she's
She
always
fucking
on board with it.
thinks of anything you
It's
say.
it's like yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be good. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like stop, shut up. I'm
Who are
trying to
you?
bang her, not you. Stop agreeing with
Who
me.
are you trying to bang actually?
I don't. Her name is always so hard to pronounce. Orange hair,
Orange Hatterho.
Hato. Yeah, yeah.
Who have you
Hatsu. Yeah,
gotten
Hato.
affection stuff
She
with?
she
Heart, the heart
is her
thing.
and Clarice is
Go on.
at the same level for me right now. Like they're both second, right behind Sakura.
I just did my last stream. I just did my first heart interaction with her. I'm just showing that off now.
Uh, with who? With Hato?
Hatterho, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't want to see
So
that.
if you want,
because I want that to be my personal
I'm
thing.
showing this up on my stream to show what the
Mhm.
interactions one-on-ones are like.
But yeah, my weakest person right now is Anastasia because not because I don't want, because I want her to be second.
I think my
But
weakest
like,
one is Azami.
I feel like with Anastasia, I think I try to be. I'm more me. Like when I
I
answer stuff, I'm more friendly, jokey. Like I'm more like jokey and stuff like that, and she doesn't like that. Like she does
she
not
wants it
like.
straight.
Yeah, like if you're jokey, she's like she's like dead serious all the time. She's like, oh, what do you mean by that?
Basically, to get her on your side, you need to be straight with her, and you need to fucking love theater.
Yeah.
When she
Like that's
says about theater, you be like, yes, I love it.
yeah, like that's what like I think I got some points with her when she had went to watch that you got to go watch some play, and then I went and followed her and then bumped into her, and then she was like talking about theater, and I was like, yeah, theater, I love it, I want to give it a try, yeah, it's gonna make me cry, yeah. And then like she was like super happy about it, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I have to just. I was like, I have to be the character I don't want to be for her. I feel like I with Hatsuro I can be more myself. Like I can
That's more
be
of a jokey, but she has like a little serious side to her too.
yeah. She's more and like she's more positive and more friendly.
The more
I
you
would
get to
say
know each girl, the
Sakura
more
is more
likely you get to her.
positive in like Hatsuro is more positive friendly. Sakura is more positive in like happy jokey. Clarice at first she's more you have to be more negative and then you have to be more loving. Anastasia, you have to be more like straightforward, serious, and love theater. And what's her name? Asami. I can't remember her name. The little ninja girl.
It's just Azami.
Asami. Yeah, she. I can't really tell what hers is, but I feel like anything I say, she likes. I love the first interaction I had with her, where
Yeah.
she's in the room and then she takes out the knife and tries to murder you. And I like I purposely picked the option that I thought was gonna fuck me over, which it didn't. Was like she had. I remember she put out the knife and was about to like try to murder me. And then like I tried to bribe her with with food. I was like, "You want me to go get some snacks?" And I was like, "She's just gonna be pissed off if I say that." And she kind of like when I said it, like she kind of paused. And she was like, "Yeah, I do kind of want some snacks." And she's like, "Wait, hold on."
Wait, hold up.
And like I actually got her up. I was like, "Oh, I didn't think that was gonna get up for that." I was like, I felt like she was gonna get mad at that, and she didn't get mad at all.
There was one interaction where you have to like catch a shuriken.
Oh yeah, I got that one.
Shuriken,
Yeah,
kunai. Did you catch it?
the Conan. Yeah, I caught it. Because I think you had to be like somewhere in the middle or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. My tops so far is Clarice. Clarice is my top because I have a soft spot for script writing and writing in general, and Hatsu is my second because I just like her character and her friendliness.
Yeah,
As-
she's the TA of the game.
yeah, Azami and Anastasia's like third-ish, trying to fight for third-ish right now because I don't know them. I don't know them too much yet. Sakura's fourth because
Because the game
I'm
forces
sorry,
her on you.
Sakura.
Yeah, she's
Fourth-
generic
fourth-
friend character.
Yeah, that's basically where I am with every girl now.
Um, I have one story issue. Not like issue like where it's a super problem, but it's just more of, this is weird. So first mission we go, Sakura goes on ahead because hers is the only like mecha that's working, and she's like destroying all of the monsters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
After she destroys all the monsters, the two like ones from the Chinese cart, I can't remember their names, Zhang, Xing, or whatever, and Ling, whatever their names are. They come.
Shailong and
Yeah, Shay Long and Sing, yeah. They come and they're like, oh yeah, we don't want y'all to win because we don't like y'all group. So we're gonna almost murder Sakura. Like literally almost murder her. Then monsters start coming. So then we start teaming up again or whatever. After that, we leave out Like we beat all the monsters and stuff like that. Now we're buddy friends with the people that almost murdered her. And now we're going over and we're eating. We're going to his restaurant and eating his cooking, and the girl, she's over now, and she's talking to us, and it's like, didn't you just try to kill her last chapter? Like, did we just forget about this?
Was like after like one of the first world game, and you beat them. That's why it's a bit sad. It's a bit satisfying and a bit sad at the same time. I lost.
Yeah, it's like I would. Like, I wouldn't even want to do the world games with you. Like, you tried to kill me. Like, you tried to murder one of our people while we was in the middle of an epidemic of demons and stuff, trying to kill people. But yeah, we're just gonna Vegeta that.
I don't know. Funny.
Sometimes anime is just weird. It's like, oh yeah, friendship. You did try to kill somebody, like, yeah, friends now. It's like, that's weird. But yeah, outside of that, I love that. I love the little lesbian relationship that what's her face, the secretary girl has with the main headquarters girl, and she kind of like tries to hide it.
Oh yeah,
but it's kind of like cute.
Kaori?
I can't remember her name right now. I can't remember all of these Japanese names.
Kaori, whatever her name is. With I forgot her name. Sumaya.
Yeah.
And Kaori.
Like, she's like always like.
I just hate the character in this game right now that I fucking really want to beat in like whatever the world games is. Whenever I beat them, is Berlin's team, the little pigtail girl.
Oh, this the little lolly character. Yeah, she's like always talking shit and stuff.
Shit all the time. Like when I was literally like right to her face. I'm like, when I get to the world games, I'm gonna fucking pummel you to the ground. I don't give a shit who you are.
I remember when I first saw her when she was like in our theater, and then like it was like the option to be like, oh, what are you doing here, blah blah. And I was like, oh, you little cute little girl, what are you doing here? Like, I chose like the most like condescending option, and she was just mad. She's like, I would watch how you talk to me.
I don't give a shit. I'd probably talk to you.
But yeah, and then so you have all of this stuff, you have all this story, you have the lip system, you have all this. Then on the other end, you have freaking fighting, you have freaking combat, which combat just plays the most second hand to this game, and at the same time, it's still so enjoyable.
Yeah,
because like weird. When I was getting into it, I was like, combat's probably gonna be very like basic. I mean, which it is basic.
It is basic, but there's some stuff in there that makes it like, fun.
Yeah, like
little like special animations you get when you do a special move. I love that.
Like, I love those. I love how so far I've only played as the 3 characters.
I think I played with all of them at the moment. I played as obviously Sakura, main guy at the beginning, and then I did like a special training thing with Hatsuho. So I tried her out. She's more like the tank, big damage one of them all. And then at the World Games, I picked Azami and Anastasia. Azami is the big like hand-to-hand combat Mugen character.
Mm-hmm.
Mugen? Why did I say that? The combat, hand-to-hand combat, and then Anastasia is the other shooter of the game, along with Claris. They're both like the range characters.
Yeah, and like you can see when I was playing as Clarice, you can see the other characters like in the background just fighting too, like even though they wasn't part of it.
Most games just be like, oh, these characters are in a cutscene.
These are your 2 characters, so you play as these 2 characters, and these are all you see. But like, it's like, yeah, you get to see like Anastasia in the background and stuff like that. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. Like, I like that a lot.
Like, oh, we see them in the cutscene, and then they fuck off somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Or you're like, like you see them talking or whatever, but you don't like. There's nothing else. Like, they're talking, but you're like, okay, where are you? You're not helping me kill all these monsters around. But yeah, I'm liking like all aspects of this game. There's not a whole lot where I really just dislike like it's more of you have to know what you're getting with this. Like if you're wanting to play this game for the combat and action, like this is not the game for you. Like when you know you're coming in this game for the like romantic rom com stuff, like trying to pick out the waifu, stuff like that, then this is gonna be the game for you. Then you also have a bit of combat, and then you actually have like a detailed system of like kind of like in the Persona way where like what you do on the outside can affect your battles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's not much more. Like the only thing that I can say is I wish there was a English dub. Doesn't bother me that there isn't, but like I wish with this much dialogue, I really wish there was an English dub.
Um, I guess one other thing I would add is my most enjoyable character to play right now in the fighting sections would be the main character because he's just so
Oh
fast
yeah,
and overpowered.
I remember when I was playing as Sakura, and like I was like, okay, fighting's cool. Then I got him, and I was like, yo, okay, fighting is great.
Oh
And
boy,
then
it's so
like,
fast.
and then just the option to pick, and I was like, why would you ever pick Sakura ever when he is the option? Like, I have no reason to pick her right now.
I'd say the most ones I find fun to play would be main character would be the first one. Claris is kind of fun in her own way.
She's actually
And
good,
then-
yeah. Like I'm not a big magic person user, but like she's actually really good when I played as her. Like that's cool.
Especially with her special technique where you
Yeah.
can target like
You can
multiple.
target at multiple ones and stuff.
I'm gonna down to three because it'd be like my main guy, my ranged guy, and then my secondary person I want to play. Yeah, fuck it. I'm putting Azami up. No, no, I say Hatsuho. I like Hatsuho. I like playing with Hatsuho and just going on with a big ass hammer, fucking exploding everything.
I'm
She's
gonna
fun to play. Tank.
talk about this. See, this is the reason why this game's at 2 right now. Because right now we're talking about this, and I'm like, all right, I want to go play this right now.
Yeah.
So, like this game killed all expectation. Like I was literally about to not even play this game for the month. I was literally gonna be like, all right, once I get finished with everything else and get back to it.
You were saying that you weren't gonna get this game until I
Yeah.
don't know,
Until like
whatever.
sometime like this month, sometime in May. And like
Yeah.
I'm glad that I just got it. Like I'm glad I just went fuck it and just got it. Cause wow, this game is great.
It's the second best game.
Yeah.
Right?
It's the second best. Like of course nothing's gonna compare to Final Fantasy, but ooh. But closing thoughts.
Go play this game.
I
yet.
would say I wouldn't recommend this game for everybody. I would recommend this game if you are super weeb and you're looking for this story. Because even outside of like story of the theater and everything like that, like I'm liking the overall story of like the monsters coming and stuff like that. And you have the mysterious girl. You have that guy that's like, oh yeah, you have this power, like you got all of this power too, and blah blah blah. Like talking about like trying to like get Curtis to use her power and stuff like that.
If you like rom-coms and fighting and mechs, this is the game for you.
Yeah, like there's a little bit of everything, and like if you're just like into like a little bit of everything, this game is
Like
for
me.
you. All right, so next, on the docket, you put Animal Crossing on here.
Because it's the fastest thing to talk about. After the update, whatever.
Okay, so I have nothing to talk about with this. So you go ahead and
I don't know. I'm just gonna run the trailer to be honest.
that's it. Like I don't know anything about. I don't even know when Earth Day starts. When does
So what
it
I've
start?
seen is basically like you hedges has been added, so you can add hedges to the fucking place. There's a boat that comes in now. You can buy art pieces on, and apparently some of them are fake. I've seen. And then the new, what is he?
The
The
sloth.
mole guy or whatever, sloth, whatever. Just more shit being added, really. That's all it is.
All right, so there's another. Okay, so yeah, that's the boat. So
Character, get art pieces, and then there's a new like little thing in the
more stuff
museum.
with the museum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you just put in art pieces and stuff in the museum. Um, yeah, I don't know when's the next time I'm gonna go into Animal Crossing because
Me too.
it's more like Animal Crossing is a very um what do you what do you call it when you left out in the moment or something. I can't think of the word right now, but like when you go online and you see other people's stuff, like you see other people's islands, and then you go back to your island and you're like, oh, huh,
Like,
I need a lot of work. Like you kind
I
of
don't
just
want to. I don't want to do this anymore.
yeah, like okay, like to get to the point where people
People
are actually
appreciate.
like impressed by your island would take so much work, and I just don't have like I don't
Takes
have like
time that we don't have,
the motivation to like want to go and do all that
and the
to
time.
make my stuff look like that. So, but yeah, that's cool that there's a Earth Day update.
Basically, a breakdown of it.
Yeah.
I'm literally just watching Animal Crossing than playing it at this point. Just
Yeah,
watching someone entertaining.
yeah, I like going on Twitter and then just seeing people's like actually seeing like I've seen somebody that just made their like island look like Akihabara and look like
Yeah.
Japan, like with tall buildings, and then like they had like the big area with a bunch of shit going on, and then like you could go in between the buildings, and when you go in between the buildings, it's small alleyways like Japan, and I'm like, yeah, like this, like that's the peak. Like I'm not, like I'm never reaching that. Like how do you get this? Like there's no possible way, humanly possible way that I can get my island to look like that, but I want it to look like that, but I could never do it, so I don't want to play this game no more.
Yeah, basically, that's how I would describe it.
All right, so after reviews, how I like to start podcasts is with new game announcements. So next on the docket is probably kind of weird, because next on the docket is Project Diva Mega Mix.
I put these in fucking randomly, so just go the way you want.
No, I have it in here for a reason, because you put them in randomly. I didn't. It's like this for a reason. Why is Mega Mix next on the list for a new game announcement? Because Project Diva Mega Mix is now out, starting
Oh,
yesterday, in America,
thought
in
you
the
were
West, in
complaining.
Europe. You said what?
I thought you complained to me for a second.
No, I wasn't complaining. I did that purposely.
Down.
So
Yeah,
Mega
Mega Man.
Mix, yes, so it's out in the West. It's been out in Japan for the last 4 months. But yes, it's out in the West now.
Sure, playing it. 4 months
Same
ago.
same game. But um do you have any comments before I start talking?
Um, wait,
Think
is this
about
out on? This on Switch, isn't it?
yeah, Switch only.
I guess it'll be a good one to get back into for me. 'Cause I played a Project Diva game before. I don't remember what. I think it was just F, one of the F ones.
Probably on like the Vita or PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3, I believe.
Mhm.
So it'll be a good one to get back into because it has a lot of songs from what I've been seeing from your stream.
All right, so I'm gonna say this, and this is for all the people who don't have the game. If you have a PlayStation 4, I would highly recommend you just play Future Tone and not play this. I really wanted to go on a like when this got announced, I was going on a back and forth. I played both. I played Future Tone. I played Mega Mix, and like going back and forth to see like, is this version of the game worth it? This version of the game, if you want all of the songs, so like I think if you get it without the DLC and stuff, it's about I believe it's $40. Um, with the base stuff, which is I think is about 100 songs or 101 songs, something like that. Then once you get all the DLC, you're probably at like 140. So you get 140 songs for $60, or you can get Future Tone and get what was it? Almost 300 songs
Jesus.
for about $50.
I might just get Future Tone then.
And you get like a bunch more modules, a bunch more songs, and everything like that. The only difference between the two games is the art style. And for me personally, I'll say I like the Megamix art style more because it just fits more of an anime aesthetic. The fan base is more, they don't like the Megamix art style, which
What would you call the normal one then?
it's less anime because it's more of a kind of like if we go back to talking about Jump Force, it's more of like a Jump Force type stuff where it's like a plastic realistic type stuff, and more the fan base loves that art style more. I would say certain videos fit that art style more because people so the main song for Megamix is Catch the Wave, and people have like hacked the this version, the Megamix version, and put Catch the Wave in the Future Tone art style, and like I'm just like I don't like the way like this video looks for like that art style. Like this is the art style for Future Tone, and I got to take this off of 4K because this is not gonna load at all.
Okay, Jesus.
So let's do 720. So
oh my god.
I like Future Tone the way it looks. Like I like the art style. Art styles looks fine and stuff. But like I said, just certain videos I feel like fits certain aesthetics. Like I feel like Catch the Wave doesn't fit the Future Tone aesthetic. I feel like it looks way better for the Megamix, the anime tune looking one. Even though a lot of the fan base, they really do hate that art style. They complain that you can't see the nose because the way the shaders and the lighting is, you can't see their noses and stuff like that.
Who cares?
I'm on the opposite end of that. But at the same time, again, for your money's worth and what you get in for money and worth, I would highly recommend anybody like who's like split in between getting the two to just get Future Tone. With that you are gonna be missing. If you get Future Tone rather than Megamix, you're missing like 10 songs. If you get Megamix rather than Future Tone, you're missing like 100 and something songs. So there's your split there.
Yeah.
But like again, it all just depends. Personal preference. Biggest thing is personal preference on art style, but then also you have personal preference if you want it portable or not and stuff like that. I don't recommend playing this game in portable mode just because the videos are rendered. So the videos aren't just video files. So it's not just like a MP4 file playing in the background while stuff is happening in front. Like these are actually being rendered in real time. So these are actual game graphics. And that's why they had to change the art style to tone it down, because the Future Tone art style wouldn't render correctly on a Switch. Like that would be too powerful. So that's why they just kind of just changed the shaders and went lighter on the shaders. Because it's the same models and everything, but all they did was just change the shaders and then just ported it on the Switch. But with the Switch, when you play it from portable versus being docked, like a lot of times the resolution drops, so it can actually run straight. So the video files kind of become a bit ugly, even for a portable screen. Like you can really notice the downgrade. It's not 100% jarring. Like it's not like crazy. Like, oh, this is just hideous. But it's very noticeable. Like when you start playing portable, it kind of in a way still works because I think what they were trying to do is they wanted they wanted the directions and stuff like the button prompts to still run at 60 frames because they didn't want to drop the frame rate of it. So they still wanted the game to run at 60 frames while being portable. So they had to really just like kill the video quality for it, which kind of sucks. So I would only recommend playing in docked really, and just the way that the button layout just feels, I wouldn't recommend playing in portable either way. But it's still a great game, Megamix. I would just highly recommend everybody to play Future Tone rather than Megamix. The Japanese version of Megamix, we just got the last DLCs, so we got 5 new songs. So we're at a total. I think the total is 140 songs, I believe. Which again, compared to Future Tone, that's nothing. But you do get a handful of songs, and with the American version, you just get all of the DLC all at once, so you don't have to wait each month for new stuff now. You just get it all. So you either pay the $40 to get the base, or you just pay the $60 to get all of the DLC all at one time. I know there was pre-order songs, so I'm not sure how they're working with that with the American and European versions. I don't know if it's gonna be like a separate DLC that you have to buy for more money or what, or you just can't get it anymore at all, which that would be dumb. But yeah, if you're into rhythm games, I highly recommend this game. If you're into rhythm games, you only have a Switch, highly recommend Megamix. If you are confused between getting the Switch or the Future Tone version, I would probably more likely just recommend Future Tone rather than Megamix. But if you like the art style, if you want portability, go ahead and get Megamix. But you are losing out on a bunch of songs. But that all, again, just the biggest thing I would say is go on YouTube. There is a YouTube video out there that shows what songs are not in what songs that are in Future Tone that's not in Megamix. So go on YouTube, you can look at that song, listen to those songs and be like, okay, I don't even like none of these 100 and whatever songs. So I'm gonna just get Megamix. So yeah, and then on the flip side with Future Tone, you're missing out on like 10 songs that's only in Megamix. But yeah, highly recommend this game. I'm a big Product Diva nerd. That's why I have all of the games.
Try hard.
But yeah, I will say that it coming out in the West now kind of effed over my streams because when it used to be this niche thing that nobody had, I would get more viewers and stuff because people was like, "Oh, it's a Japanese game that's not here. Cool. It's the new Friday Diva game that's not in America. That's cool. I want to see somebody play it." Now it's like, yeah, nobody cares because they can play it themselves now. So yeah, it kind of messed that up for me, but.
Sega, can you delete this game from the West again?
What you said?
It's like, Sega, can you delete this game from the West again?
So can you delete that from the eShop altogether, and anybody who has it on their Switch, just delete it so I can have more viewers. All right. So next new announcement. Here I am doing everything that I can. Man.
Doing everything I can.
I'm a Superman. All right.
Tony Hawk, Pro Skater. 1 and 2.
This game looks so beautiful. Oh, jeez. So when I first saw this, I freaked out. I was like, wait, what is this? What's going on? What's happening? Well, the start of this was Jeff Keighley, the creator of the video game awards. He came on Twitter and was like, I'm having this summer thing where we're going to be announcing new games, but the day before we have one new game that we want to talk about that we're going to announce, and nobody knew what it was, and it turned the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes. Which is so random. And again, this is the other game that I've been playing. I like literally before this got announced, and you know this too, Nate, when we was talking on the server, and you was like, "Oh, I want to play some PlayStation 1 games. I'm gonna pull out PlayStation 1." And like I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play some games on the emulator."
Yeah.
And then I was playing Tony Hawk 1 and 2. Like literally. And then this freaking gets announced out of nowhere. Like, what the freak? So, I have a whole lot to say.
Go on.
Nothing but good. Do you have anything to say before I just mark out? Do you have any thoughts, any opinions, any views?
I played this game so much when I was a kid. Just as like it was the like one of the main things that got me half into skateboarding, because I remember getting a skateboard at some point and just trying to learn that stuff. And I got pretty far, I admit, but
I couldn't do shit on the skateboard. Like, yeah, this game got me in the skateboard until I bought a skateboard, and I could barely even move.
But yeah, I wasn't expecting this to come.
So this game is beautiful.
I'll play the shit out of it when it does.
This game is so beautiful. So the thing that at first, before I realized like who was making it and everything like that, the thing that had me skeptical about this was that there was already a Tony Hawk HD remastered game for PlayStation 3 and 360. I think it was PlayStation 3 360 time. So we had an HD remaster, which was an HD remaster of 1 and 2. And the game was not great. The graphics look kind of dead. I can't even get 1080 on this. I don't know if the game was in 1080. The graphics look kind of dead, and like it just looked very just unsaturated, and the gravity, like the weight of mechanics and gravity of like the way the controls felt, just didn't feel like Tony Hawk. Like things felt heavy. It just wasn't the greatest game. He didn't have a lot of the music. Of course, that's not on the fault of like any game creator, because that's all like music rights and legal stuff. Same with the new one, which we're gonna get into. But it was so many issues with the HD remastered. So like I was like, oh, having another one, and it's kind of like, oh, I'm kind of scared because hopefully it doesn't end up like this. But the thing that really just like lifted the weight off my shoulders is when I found out that the person who was making this is Vicarious Visions, the people who did
people who made Crash
the Crash trilogy. So in Spyro, and not only that, because that can still raise my class, because you're like, okay, you made the Crash ones, but what do you know about skateboarding games? Vicarious Visions been working with the Tony Hawk franchise since the very first Tony Hawk game, and they're the ones who did all of the handheld games, and the handheld games are really good for Tony Hawk games. Like I remember Tony Hawk, I think, was it 2 on Game Boy Advance or 3? I can't remember which one I played on Game Boy Advance, and that one's fun. Like, and I've like went around and seen like a lot of people like gave like a lot of like high reviews for those portable ones, so they know about Tony Hawk. So it's not like some random thing that they're just trying to like put in their hands into. Like they know about this. Not only that, I saw the interview, and like they said that they have the original code from Neversoft. So they are just literally working with the original code and just building off of that, rather than just being like, well, we're just gonna build a whole new engine.
Take on something without fully knowing what to do.
Yeah. and I don't know who did the other HD remaster. I'm not sure if they knew anything about Tony Hawk or what. I don't know. I know the publisher. For the publisher, it might have been the same people who did all the other bad Tony Hawk games. I think. I mean, I think the developer is the ones that did all the other ones. Like they did, I think 5 and isn't it like Romado or something? I don't even know. I don't care. Their games aren't good. So yeah,
I don't want to remember.
having vicarious visions, like that is the thing that's like this is gonna be great. They seem like just the biggest fans of the original Tony Hawk's games. We're getting
Fans for the old games.
we're getting split screen multiplayer as well as online multiplayer. They said that all of the original modes is going to be in this for both single player and multiplayer online too. So you're going to have like graffiti and tag and horse like all of those stuff. What'd you say? What'd you say?
So I'm gonna skateboard you so hard.
I don't know about that one. But the other thing which I'm really glad they did add, because when I played, because I didn't play Tony Hawk in a long time until I played it the other day when I was telling you, and every single time on both 1 and 2 when I was playing, when I was coming down, every time I come down from the ramp, I would hit the L2 R2 so I can reverb, and I'm like, oh yeah, can't do that into Tony Hawk 3. It's no reverb in Tony Hawk 1 and 2. And this, they're like, well, we want people to play this game comfortably, how they originally felt like they played it. So when you play 3 and 4, you've gotten so muscle memory to do reverb as soon as you're coming down. So now if we go back to 1 and 2, that's muscle memory for you. So if they didn't have that, a lot of people would be hitting that trying to do it. So they was like, since a lot of people want to do reverbs, they put that in the game from Tony Hawk 3. So that's in this game. So now you can do a bunch of combos in the air. When you come down, you can reverb. Once you reverb, you can turn that reverb into a menu, so you can keep moving and then jump onto a rail and then grind on the rail. So you can do all of those crazy combos that you could do from all of the Tony Hawks from past parts.
Yes.
So all of that's still in there. Yes. So of course the big thing whenever anything comes into Tony Hawk is the music. And the music, they got most of the songs. They couldn't get everything, of course, because that's all licensed and stuff. But most of the known songs that, like, the people that like the songs that we know when we're playing 1 and 2, like those are coming back. So this is just the ultimate experience, just like we talk about Resident Evil 4 and stuff. Like, oh, I don't know if a remake can replace, like, what remake can replace the original and stuff like that. This is definitely going to be the thing that's going to replace the original.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see me wanting to play the original 1 and 2 other than just the sake, just for nostalgia's sake. Outside of that, like, why wouldn't we play this version? And then if you pre-order, you get the they don't have a date for that yet. They have the date for the release of September 4, but if you pre-order, whenever they have the demo comes out, you get to play the warehouse demo for free whenever that releases before the 4th. I've been trying to see how to pre-order from GameStop with their whole, doing their stuff from like the door, and it looks like it's just doing online pre-orders and delivery pre-orders, which I don't want to do because I want to make sure I get the game the day of. So I'm still gonna look into that. So hopefully one day I can actually get that, so I can get that physically. Okay. But yeah, fuck, man.
Can you just imagine, like, they were pitching this idea to Tony Hawk. It's like, yeah, we're gonna remake 1 and 2 of your games. Like, Oh God. Tony Hawk's like there's like more games with me.
Like, stop making these games. Actually, he's probably hyped.
Oh
He's probably happy because he's like, yeah, some more money.
yeah, money. Make me
um.
more richer.
All right. So, if I had to say a negative, if I had to say a negative, one negative would be I saw there's a video out there with Tony Hawk. He's playing him and Jack Black and Jack Black's like sons, or I think Tony. I don't know who the kids were. I think they're Jack Black's sons. They were playing it while they was like just talking about random stuff, and so while they was playing it, which this video doesn't show, this B-roll video doesn't show, but whenever you bail, when you bail and you fall, and like you have the falling animation, but when you get up, you kind of like teleport, like you turn into like this, it's like this digital thing, and like you teleport up. It's hard to explain.
Let
Like,
me see
let
this.
me see.
Hold on.
I'm gonna show them
Oh, I
once.
see it. Did show it. Damn it.
No, it's not this one. God damn it.
Didn't show it.
Tony Hawk Jack Black. Yeah, okay, it's this one. Um, so like right there, I just showed it now. Like it's like this weird like teleporting animation, like digital animation thing. I don't know why they went with that instead of just having them get back up.
And
But
save animation. I don't know.
because like I'm like, is it? Because it's not really faster. Like I was like, it would make more sense like if it was like faster, like animate faster, so you get back on the board faster. But it doesn't really look like it's doing much faster than just having them get back up.
They could change that, to be honest.
You said what?
They could change that, to be honest.
Yeah, they could, but I feel like that's part of the game because like why would they add that
I
rather
don't know.
than like I feel like animate. Well, maybe not because I would say I feel like animating them actually getting up would probably be less than animating this digital thing happening. But maybe it could be less actually. But I don't know. I feel like that's probably in it. And just a weird. I don't know. Just a weird decision. But that's the only gripe that I can really see from this. Other than that, everything looks amazing. Like even just like watching them play, like the way this game looks. They're not playing that good, but but the game just looks great. Yeah. Um. And oh, all of the original borders, they're all back, and they're actually gonna. I'm not sure if it's gonna be two different options of this or not, but I know they announced saying that they're gonna have them look old, so they're gonna look like themselves now.
Oh, okay.
So like Tony's gonna look like he's 50, well, or 80, however old he
It's the people, bro.
is. And he's gonna look like the meme with the old guy with the skateboard. How do you do, fellow children, fellow youngsters? Like it's gonna look like that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's gonna be like an option if you want them to look old, young, or whatever. I guess it's just
Whoa.
extra
That's back that guy.
extra cosmetics. Just something cool to have. Um, I hope this does really well, which I'm sure it will. So we can see some Tony Hawk 3 and 4 stuff. Because I love 1 and 2. They're like my biggest pastimes. But my favorite is 3. My favorite out of the like original Tony Hawk games, or out of any Tony Hawk games, is Tony Hawk 3. So that would be cool just to see that and just to see more of this anyway in the first place. So I don't know if like a 3 and 4 would be DLC or just completely new game, which I would probably. I've
DLC.
A lot of people have been saying like, yeah, it'd be cool that they since this is Tony Hawk 1 and 2, they'll do DLC for like +3, then DLC for like +4, and then like once you get everything, it'll be Tony Hawk 1 +2 +3 +4. I wouldn't want that. I just wanted 2 physical games of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and have that. But yeah, whatever it is, I'm down for it. I'm all for it because this looks amazing.
Yeah, it does. I need to get on getting that at some point.
All right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can just sit here and
Order out then.
you say what?
Get on getting that pre-order.
Yeah, I need to figure out because I really do want to pre-order, but I do want it physical. I don't want to do digital, and I don't want to do delivery because I don't want it to come extra late.
It's not delivery. It's digital now.
I knew you was about to say that.
Dance Revolution. Oh yeah,
Dance Dance Revolution 5
God damn.
coming out for
Oh, years.
HTML5.
Excuse me. HTML. Oh,
So
wow.
Dance Dance Revolution, Konami, fuck Konami, is out on web browsers.
Oh,
Yeah. So
web browser. Huh?
I think it's Japan only right now. And, if it's web browsers, I'm sure you could just go on the website. But like, I think it's like Japanese stuff.
Choose from really available for a limited amount for an
Um,
unspecified limited amount of time.
wait, what part are you reading?
The
I actually didn't read it.
open alpha, but has a selection of 15 songs to choose from and will be freely available for an
Oh, okay.
unspecified but limited amount of time.
Okay, so it's just a limited. I guess it's like a beta right now.
I did say open alpha.
Oh, okay, open alpha. Yeah.
Dance Revolution.
I've seen some people actually say that they actually got their DDR pad to work with this.
I wouldn't
So
see why it wouldn't.
yeah, I mean, well, HTML5, I wouldn't think it would be compatible with a gamepad, but but they figured out some way to make it work, so that works. And this is the thing. I've never actually played. Like I played Dance Dance Revolution, but I never really been big on DDR. Me being the big rhythm game person.
You should have a guy there.
You said what?
Looking shitty, but there's a guy there.
Yeah, they actually have a guy. I mean, it's HTML5, so it's not a whole lot they can do with graphics.
No.
I'm looking at this right now, and this frame rate is horrible, and I'm not sure how that like frame rate for like I know I'm probably being biased because I'm like frame rate doesn't really matter too much in other genres of gaming. It's more for aesthetics. Frame rate for rhythm games matters a lot because to be precise, you need to actually have those motions of the curses and everything to be as crisp as you need it to be. And when you're running at like 30 or less, you kind of get these like it's kind of like tugging a little bit. So it's harder for you to accurately hit it the way that you want to. Like you really need like a 60 or more for like rhythm games for it to really like go smooth. And this is running like at a good like 20 right now. So I don't know how this really goes and corresponds. I haven't seen any reviews or anything on it, so I don't know how good or not good this is. But it's a thing and it's there. So, and at least Konami's reviving
Try it out, I
something.
guess.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try it out because again, I love rhythm games, and I've heard some of the like some samples of the songs that's on there, and they sounded pretty cool. Some like acid trance, Japanese like mid 2000s acid
It's not
trance.
even centered.
Yeah, and he's like to the side and stuff like.
Oh,
And then it's doing this downloading thing. You have to download every whatever. I don't know what temporary files it's downloading and then deleting and then downloading again.
my
Yeah,
god.
it's an experience. It seems like
It's something.
yeah, it's something there. So that's a thing. That's here. Yeah, game announcement, and like I was saying, at least Konami is reviving something. Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania. That's in the air. But guess fuck all those games, right, Konami? Yeah. All right. Next segment. All the next few stuff will go hand in hand with each other. So, not too long ago, Xbox had a little conference thing. I don't know what you would call it. Well, I'm guessing what's a conference. It's what's their thing? Inside Xbox. That's what it was. And so they had their Inside Xbox for the month or whatever. And I'm sorry that I sounded so whatever on Xbox. They had their Inside Xbox in which showed off some new Xbox One X. Nope, that's not it. That's not the one. Xbox Series X. Some Xbox Series X third-party gameplay trailers, and we're gonna harken on the fact that they said the words. These will be gameplay trailers. All of these trailers will have gameplay.
Oh,
So yeah, there were people, of course, mad because there was no Halo and stuff, which they already said it was third party. So so everybody who's mad about that don't know why. That stuff is coming in July. We already know that. So I'm not gonna talk about everything here. We're just gonna talk about the more weeb stuff, the stuff that actually we give a damn about.
Right, man.
Let me just, for the most part, a lot of this stuff wasn't gameplay. They were just regular trailers and stuff like that, and there was some gameplay here and there, but for the most part, it was just trailers, or it was either trailers or gameplay trailers where it wasn't somebody playing it. It was trailers that showed like gameplay with dynamic angles and stuff like that. Which, when somebody says gameplay, you don't really think that. You think somebody's playing the game. But
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't get that. So, of course, a lot of people were upset. What? All right, so the one that we're talking about, Bright Memory. Bright Memory Infinite. Now, when I first saw this, like, I know a lot of people was hyped about this. I wasn't hype about this. Why do you think I'm not hype about this?
Why are you not hyped about that?
Because I have this game already.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Bright Memory. I played it on stream.
I didn't see that.
This game's out already. Like, it's out on PC now. It's early access, so it's not the full game or whatever. It's supposedly like episode 1 or something like that. But yeah, the game is out on PC already. Early access. I think it's like $5 on early access, something like that. If I remember right. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, game's out already. So like everybody
Game and console in development.
Yeah, I mean, and the game could still be in development because, like I said, on PC is early access, so there's probably some stuff that they're still working out and stuff like that.
I swear I recognize this game from somewhere.
Yeah, because when this first started, I was like, "This looks familiar." Then when she got out of the water and then ran and punched the guy, and then when she put a gun up, like right when she put the gun up, I definitely knew. I was like,
wait a minute.
Bright Memory. I was like, this is Bright Memory. But yeah, so this was a game. It was developed by one person. I'm sure it's not being developed by one person anymore. Kind of like that other Chinese game. Yeah, this is a Chinese game. But it looks great. Still looks as good as it does on PC.
Yeah. Cool. What's going
So,
on?
yeah. Supposedly, like, yeah, okay, I didn't even see this part because they didn't show this. Oh, I'd never seen that part where she's like flying in the air now. So supposedly, I've heard, which I'm not 100% sure if it's true or not. Supposedly, this is a different game from the one that's out on the PC. Like it's a sequel or completely different version. Supposedly, um, I haven't seen anything um clarifying that or anything and confirming that. So I'm going to take that information with a grain of salt.
Activate the
Um,
warp drive.
what you said?
Activate the warp drive.
Yeah, like I don't know what that was. But yeah, I mean, when I played the game was fun. It's fast paced, um, like basically like a character action first person shooter. I'm not great with first person shooters, so I wasn't great at playing the game, but it still was fun. Um, it's weird that I feel like the trailer for the original or the first version showed off the sword play more. Whereas this kind of showed sword stuff for like 2 seconds. I would think they probably would have showed more sword stuff, and that would get a more hype because the sword stuff is really good. Like the sword gameplay is really good. I can hear you broke up.
That looks good.
Yeah. So yeah, this is Bright Memory Infinite. So maybe with that Infinite, there is new stuff, something newer about it and stuff like that. Either way, I'm playing this on PC.
Yep. Same here.
But great game. Uh, again, before I show the next game, I feel like this was very like this shouldn't have been their first thing with third parties because I feel like right now you're in the lane of showing off your system. So you want things that's going to be a system seller. You're not selling me on a system when the first games that you're showing me are games that I can play on PlayStation 5 and PC. I know you don't really care about PC because that's not the competitor, but if I can play these games on PlayStation 5, you're not selling me on Xbox. I'm watching an Xbox conference going, oh yeah, I'm going to play that on PlayStation 5. Oh yeah, I'm going to play it on PlayStation 5. And you're not really selling me on the thing that you're trying to sell me on. You're just selling me on these games. So basically, your marketing is only going to these third parties and not for yourself. So weird way to start off the marketing. Like I would feel like that the first thing, the thing that they have in July should have been this. Either that or had this much later. I know they're trying to do. They said that they're going to give out new information every month, but I feel like this shouldn't have been the first thing of showing off games. Your first thing of showing off games should be first party because that's going to be the thing that says, okay, I need to have a PlayStation 5 because I can't play these games nowhere else. I need to have this Xbox Series X because I can't play these games nowhere else. And that was their issue last generation, well, current generation, is that all of the games were games that I just want to play on the PlayStation 4, and they didn't have any exclusives that made me want to buy the system. And they're still doing that same thing. So I feel like putting themselves in the same predicament that they're doing from before. So let's see if they learn their lesson. I don't know. Next game, Scarlet Nexus, which that name just sounds fucking awesome. Scarlet Nexus. Now, another thing I want to point out on before I play this. A lot of these games that they showed, like Bright Memory Infinite, is an exception. And, you know, that's a little bit harder because again, that's a game that I played already on PC. A lot of these games that they showed didn't make me feel like I was watching a next gen conference or next gen games. It made like when I looked at, let's get into Scarlet. While I say this, when I looked at Scarlet, it looks really good, but at the same time, I'm like, if they just go with the anti-aliasing and then just bring the resolution down to 720, this can be a easy Switch game. and
Yeah,
it'll be on par with Astro Chain.
basically.
Like, yeah, like it doesn't strike me as next
Yeah,
gen.
so.
What you said?
I mean, it looks good though.
Yeah, it
Anime
looks.
come a long way.
Yeah, it looks good, but it's just like when you're showing me next gen, when you're trying to show me
I
the
get it.
next generation, are you trying to show me like why should I play this game? Why should I pay $500 so I can play this game?
Hmm.
This game isn't doing it for me. This game looks like a really good game. Like this game is a game that I want to play, but this game isn't the game that I look at as this is next gen. This is like a port. This is like a game that's like, oh yeah, this game is coming out for Xbox One and for PlayStation 4, but then we're putting it on the next gen just so you can have it there too. Like this doesn't hit me at that. And then to better even to better clarify that, after this trailer came out, they came out and said this game is going to be on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC. So yeah, it is current gen because it's going to be on PlayStation 4.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, it goes back to my next gen conversation that we had before the other podcast. But other than that, it looks like a good game. I will say though, it does like compared to all of the other Bandai anime games and stuff like that, and all of the ones that's been coming out. This is the least hype I am for one, because it's not too different from everything else. Like a
Yeah.
lot of like when I was watching people reactions and stuff, people was like literally like for most of the trailer, people was like, "Oh, this is Cobain," and people wasn't even confused. Like people like until like midway, like people were like, "Oh yeah, this is just Cobain," and then people like it took a little while, and then it took for like the character to show up and stuff for people to be like, "Wait, this Cobain? Oh wait, no, this is not Cobain. What is?" Like people were legit just going like, "This is Cobain."
I don't understand the flower demons.
I actually kind of like their designs. Actually, the flower demons.
Yeah, I think the design is just weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's like far from Code Vein though.
Yeah, I think
I
people
like
just.
the look of this. I like the look of this more than Code Vein.
Yeah, I think people just saw kind of like anime,
This
slightly
looks
darkish.
more. This
You
looks
know?
more, and this looks a lot more like an anime version of Astro Chain.
Yeah, like this looks like a more graphical version of Astro Chain. Because yeah,
But
people were saying that too. Of course, people was like Astro Chain, but we already knew it wasn't because it's Bandai Namco, and not Platinum.
I like the combat looking, the telekinesis.
Yeah, I mean, and then again, like with that, like it looks cool, but at the same time, it still looks already done.
It depends how it controls. If that's going to be like an automated thing that's going to go on in
Yeah.
combat that is
Yeah,
automatically.
that's what I say. Like it doesn't,
If I can actually pull that shit off by doing combos, then
because right
Or like
now, looking at this game, I'm like, okay, how does this game play? Because like Astro Chain was special because you had the gameplay of I need to control my character and I got to control the robot monster thing. I can't think of the name right now.
I need
And then like Code Vein, like we're playing Souls, but we're playing the anime version of it. Like
Yeah.
like these games, like we have something that like draws us in, and this just looks like I'm walking around and hitting square, and then I hit triangle to use telekinesis. That's what it looks like to me.
Mm. I
So
hope it's more.
yeah. So like this trailer just didn't do it for me all the way to be super hyped with it. But so hopefully
We're trying
like,
to get some stuff out the way so I can get to playing Astro Chain at some point.
oh yeah, you haven't played it yet, right?
I have it. I just need to get some
Yeah.
stuff out the way before I get because I want to stream it.
Oh yeah, great, amazing game, amazing game. You see, and that's the thing. Like this needs to be a thing. Like if this is gonna be next gen, this needs to be a thing that's gonna like surpass what Astro Chain did. Like Astro Chain made me cry. Like this game made me cry.
Oh boy.
Like, and I don't mean cry like in a sad way, just crying like such an amazing thing. Like, I got to the end and I was crying just because I was so amazed by like that whole package.
So anime. What was I gonna say now? Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're getting more like anime games on Xbox now.
Yeah, I mean, and they've been doing that since like midway during the one where they announced what they first announced. They announced Jump Force at their E3. Then they announced the Dragon Ball Kakarot at their E3 and Fantasy Star Online 2. Says I think because that's a very big fan base for PlayStation, so they know they're losing out on a huge fan base because they don't have anything like nobody looks at Xbox and thinks anime games. So
Damn no.
so yeah, so they really trying to like win that fan base over. I still don't think people look at Xbox and think anime games, but I guess you have to keep drilling it and pushing it to people's heads. So eventually that does become a thing of, oh, I want to play Xbox so I can play the multiplayer games. And then, oh yeah, I can play my anime games on here now too.
I think of Xbox, I think of fucking Halo and Call of Duty.
Yeah, like I think the serious shooty type multiplayer games, like I don't think anime games. But like I said, yeah, like you're gonna have to keep drilling it, especially when you're trying to get more regions because Xbox sells horrible in Japan. It's like compared to PlayStation and Nintendo, like Japan just does not like Xbox because they like that's not their niche, that's not their thing to play Americanized games, to play Halo and stuff like that. So, and of course you got people that do, but it's just not the thing. So we'll see if they're able to win it this gen. I don't think so, but we'll see.
Next.
The Medium.
Medium.
So this game is interesting
Hell.
to me. If this wants to load, this game was interesting to me. Well, one, it had an interesting premise altogether, but also the music. When the music started playing, I was like, "This sounds like Silent Hill 2."
Yeah,
Sounds just like something. And then, like right after they showed the trailer, the guy who started talking, he was like, "We have I can't remember his name, but he's like, we have the person who worked on the Silent Hill 2 music, the Silent Hill music." So I was like, "Oh yeah, okay." I was like, I was right about that because I was like, "This sounds so much like Silent Hill." So
Silent Hill.
yeah, so like this is basically like a new version of Silent Hill, and I'm all for it. This like even like just the way that the trailer is shot and stuff like that, like different like camera angles and the way like this part and stuff where things are breaking apart, like it's like looks like going to like another world and stuff like that. So I'm super hyped for this because this is giving me so many like Silent Hill vibes. And they said it's psychological horror. So, and I like that rather than just like, jump scares and stuff like that. Like actually something deeper into like the horror and the reasoning why these scary stuff is happening. Are you speaking? Oh, okay. I thought.
That's right. I was just listening to the guy.
Oh, okay. That's what I heard. Yeah.
I was trying to take in everything. Yeah, I would like a Silent Hill game now after fucking the whole shit with Silent Hills.
Yeah, like this is why this is so hype for me because like since of course Konami, we're probably not gonna get another Silent Hill game ever, or anytime soon if ever. So this is that.
Being bitches, so we're just gonna make our own Silent Hill.
Yeah, and who's doing this? Who's making this game? I don't know why my internet's acting funky.
Bluebird.
Who is it?
Bloober team?
Is it Bluebird?
Bloober, yeah.
Bluebird? Not Blue Point?
Bloober team.
I don't know. I don't know. I gotta look at what they're doing. I don't know what's going on with my internet. So.
Well, I mean, Bloober team. Oh, what the?
But yeah, that type.
They made Observer.
Oh, they made Observer.
Observer system rejob. Next gen reveal. Oh, that's another next gen.
Yeah, that's another thing here.
Yeah, Bloober.
Okay.
Just
never-
boob. L in the front of the B. Yeah.
All right. So yeah. And then another thing that they showed. I'm not even gonna show it, or maybe I should since we're talking about it. YouTube. So to YouTube search, and we're gonna type in Yakuza like a dragon. Xbox
Yeah, that's gonna be
Series
on.
X.
Oh.
Okay, so this is weird. Yakuza is gonna be on Xbox. Yakuza 7, like a dragon. I don't know what's going on with my internet. So okay, this is another one that's like this is another one that's like okay, current gen game going to the next gen. Like, yeah, you're not showing me nothing interesting because I can play this now. I mean, in Japanese, I can play this now. And in a couple of months, I can play it on my PlayStation 4, which I'm going to do. So you're not selling me on the Xbox because I can still play this on the system that I already have. So it's just all weird. It was weird to see Yakuza at the thing. I mean, and I guess this goes along with the whole anime, trying to get the Japanese audience. Yeah,
people.
Yakuza is basically anime to me. It is like if you play a Yakuza game, you're like, oh yeah, this is anime.
Anime, but in real life.
Yeah, it's like real anime. But yeah, good game. Well, good series. I don't know about this one. I do want to play this a whole lot.
Yeah.
Especially with the new turn-based. You know, this is a weird Yakuza to like show off because like if you're trying to get somebody into the Yakuza series, this game is so much different. Where like you can do it since you never played Yakuza before, like this is a game that you can start with. Like you just have to have like the realization of like this is a turn-based RPG and Yakuza is more of a beat 'em up RPG type game.
You cut out for a solid minute.
You was cutting out too, so I think my internet. But yeah, I was just saying like this is a weird game, a weird one for them to like showcase first because like it's a good one to start on because it's separate from the rest. But like for people who don't know Yakuza, like who don't know that like what Yakuza is and don't know like it's a beat 'em up RPG type game. When you first play this, which this is a turn-based RPG game, you're gonna think that's Yakuza, which is like that's only this one. This is the only turn-based one. So this can like turn people off depending on if they don't like that or stuff like that. So I don't know.
A weird game to start with.
But it's a good game to start with, like for you. Like since you never play Yakuza, you can start with this one. Like you don't have to play 0 or 1 or whatever, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to play this one. Because this is its own thing, its own style.
Okay.
So you can legit, like if you want to, you can play this one and play Yakuza 0 or Kiwami at the same time. And you're not like losing nothing or it's not going to be too weird or anything like that. But still no release date that I know of. I don't think there's a release date for it yet in the West. It's been out in Japan already. Like the game's been out since January. I think we just have like spring or some. I think it's like summer, 2020. They said or something like that. So it'll be out soon.
Hope.
Huh?
I hope.
Yeah, I'm like I don't think they're gonna take too long with that unless they're gonna wait. The only thing I could think is if they're gonna wait for it to be on the Xbox Series X. But I guess that wouldn't make sense because they have the whole which I guess we'll talk about that too now before we get into the news. They Xbox Series X has the I want to say the proper name for it. Quick God damn it. I lost the stuff. They showed it on every trailer that has it on it at the bottom left during the conference. And on these trailers too, it's called Smart Delivery. Is that what it says? Yeah, so Smart Delivery. So if you have the game on Xbox One X, you get smart Delivery, so you get it on the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
So I don't think they would wait for it to be on Xbox Series X because they'll probably have it on Xbox One X, and then you can get the smart delivery to play it on Series X.
Because who did that first? Someone did that first.
PlayStation did that first with cross-buy, but
no, I did that. I saw a game that. What was it? I think it was Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah. Cyberpunk was the first one that announced that they was going to do it.
Yeah.
With the One X and Series X. I don't think they're doing cross-buy. And I don't know why they call it smart delivery instead of cross-buy. I guess cross-buy is patented by Sony. Because like you would think that would just be the general term of it, kind of like cross-play and stuff like that. But nope, like they just say smart delivery instead of cross-buy. So, and let's hope that, which I doubt that they will, because Sony like loves their money. They're probably not gonna have a lot of cross-buy stuff. All right, so let's get into some quick news.
General gaming news. Let's get through this quickly. So, wait, I can go at the bottom.
What is that?
Tell her I can go at the bottom. Let's get these convention things out of the way.
All right, so Evo, the biggest fighting game convention. I have a whole lot to say about this actually, but I won't go into big detail about it. But they released a video just showing how they're doing since they got canceled because of coronavirus. I don't know what's going on my YouTube right now. They got canceled because of coronavirus, like everything else. And
virus.
You said what?
They got canceled because of virus.
Yeah, because I already said it all well.
Just cut it out.
But yeah, since they got canceled, they're doing all of their matches through online
tournament,
which is a good idea in theory, but video games and online aren't the best, especially when it's like a competition where you're winning thousands of dollars. And because of this, of course, a lot of their games had to be cut. Especially one of the biggest ones that was officially coming back, Marvel 2, because Marvel 2 has no online, so you can't. Can you obviously play that game online if I didn't have no online? Then a lot of other stuff that's like, of course, that won't be here, like Smash.
This tournament is going on my birthday.
That was going on your birthday?
July 12th.
Want to know? So yeah, of course you're not gonna have Smash because that online is just horrible.
Get that Walmart brand Wi-Fi out of here.
And then yeah, like this whole thing's gonna be bad because you're gonna have people that's like on Wi-Fi. They're not gonna be connected. I'm surprised they have Grand Blue Fantasy there when it has a delay on their online. So that's kind of yikes. I think DBZ's online is kind of had to delay on theirs too.
Oh my god!
Tekken's is good. I think Street Fighter's fixed theirs. I can't tell you much about Soul Calibur and Sam Show, and I don't know about Under Night. I know one thing that has really good online though, which I don't know what is going on my YouTube. I might have to hold on. Let me close some windows over here. One thing because they added some extra games. Because now we have Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, which they added in. We have Killer Instinct now. They have a furry fighting game called Them Fighting Heroes. I've never heard of this. I had never heard of that one. That one's new. And lastly, one of the best online out right now, Skullgirls, second edition, second encore. So they added that. So there's gonna be some more stuff since, of course, they had to take out stuff. So that's cool.
Why is Street Fighter on here?
You said what?
Why is Street Fighter on here?
Street Fighter's on there.
I said, why is it on here?
Oh, because that's money. Because Street Fighter's money. That's why.
I know.
Because literally sponsorship. Like they cannot not have Street Fighter on there, or this Evo just will be like making way less than what they're already going to be making less.
I think Mortal Kombat is fine.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat Online is fine. They say yeah, Street Fighter and Tekken have to be there. Like those are two
Killer Instinct though.
Killer Instinct has good online, even though I don't think that's gonna bring a big crowd. Nobody's gonna care much about it. But yeah, I'm hyped for it. I'm always hyped for Evo, so I'm kind of curious to see how this one's gonna go with the whole online thing. Tokyo Game Show canceled.
Yep,
like everything else.
So
that's unfortunate. They said that they're gonna have online like conferences and stuff like that. I'm actually kind of hyped for that. Huh?
You know we were reacting to that.
Yep. I'm actually kind of hyped for that because Japanese conferences are very boring. Their conferences are always guy comes to the podium. Okay, so blah 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 blah. Show trailer. After they show trailer, let's explain the game. So this is in this character, this in this character, and like they go into like every detail with like Japanese conferences. So hopefully, with like a what you call it, like a Nintendo style, like online video package thing, they won't be too detailed. You said what?
Nintendo is really good online.
Yeah, they learn. I feel like they've learned that, and like that's how like it's so applauded in like the Western audiences and stuff like that, because they're just like, let's speed through these things, like give you this, and this, and like let's make a long trailer for this one thing that we know that you're really gonna love, and give you small stuff for this, and like just keep moving. So hopefully, a lot of the Tokyo Game Show stuff, like Sega and stuff like that, they can shorten their stuff. We will see. Paris Game Week canceled. I don't know if they said anything about online stuff. Yeah, I don't think they have any online stuff going on for their thing.
On this past week, the Council edition this year should have been a special with a few full new releases and an anniversary edition, which we'll be thrilled to celebrate with you. Probably an online conference again. I don't know. We're going to work with all the industry.
No, they said the anniversary. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's going to be an online conference.
All the industry players to enable us all to live our passion. We're already preparing next year's edition, and are looking forward to seeing you again. Our best regards, the Paris Games Week team.
Yeah, so this is going to be an online thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next thing. Capcom is set to release multiple major titles by March 31st, 2021.
Oh.
So within this fiscal year, they will have multiple major new titles.
The company aims to achieve a record 28 million unit sales in the fiscal year ending March 2021, which it aims to do by promoting a digital strategy via the expansion of sales regions and flexible pricing, releasing aforementioned major titles, and pursuing ongoing sales for major titles from past years.
Yeah, so the last year's like I said, 2018 they got 24.4 million with Monster Hunter World and Marvel Infinite. And then 2019 Resident Evil 2, DMC 5, 25.3. And then 2020 just from wait, hold on. When it shipped Monster Hunter World Iceborne, it received 25. Oh, okay, they went up as a total. Okay. I was like, what?
Hunter World Iceborne.
Yeah. So they went. I thought they were saying I thought they said Monster Hunter World Iceborne at 25 million. I was like, what the? Yeah. All right. So yeah. So
they got the 24, and then they got to 25 with Devil May Cry and Resident Evil 2, and then with Iceborne they got up to 25.5. So
yes.
Released 200,000.
So they need a few more thousand.
How's that? 200,000 copies? Wait. Yeah.
Monster Hunter World surpassed 15.5 units.
What? Capcom also announced that sales of Resident Evil 3 Remake have topped 2.5 million units. Sales of Monster Hunter World has surpassed 15.5 million units. Oh. Wait, what does that get up to now?
So that was
Wait, that's Monster Hunter.
Oh, because they don't know yet. Because it's still that's this fiscal year.
Oh.
Because their last fiscal year was Monster Hunter World. Now in March and April, that's when Resident Evil 3 and Monster Hunter World came out. So that's this year that's going on right now. So I'm trying to see the list of games that they have because I'm trying to think. Okay, so what else would be coming out? Resident Evil 8?
Yeah.
Or probably not because we have Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 was this fiscal year, so they probably won't do that for the same one. They probably might hold off for that for the next one.
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6. That's true.
They've literally finished off Street Fighter 5 now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some type of Marvel.
Maybe.
Because Marvel Infinite didn't do so well, so maybe Marvel 4.
Maybe another Monster Hunter expansion. I don't fucking.
You said what?
Maybe another Monster Hunter World expansion. I don't fucking know.
Well, probably not this early.
Yeah.
So I can see, like you said, Street Fighter 6.
Oh my god.
Which they probably at Evo probably would have been like the reveal trailer of Street Fighter 6.
Mm-hmm.
Which probably still, like, if it is in the works, that probably would be something that they're in the show. I can see them working on Marvel, either Marvel 4 or, like, since they were gonna do Marvel 2, they can do like a remaster or whatever for Marvel 2, with like online or something like that. Like Mega Man. And I feel like Mega Man doesn't sell that well for them to really worry too much about it. Like during the fiscal year, that would just be throwaways. So, yeah, their big stuff is Street Fighter, Marvel, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, DMC, which we're probably not going to get a new DMC no time soon. So, but yeah, Capcom's been killing it. So,
Capcom's on a roll.
So, yeah, I'm just excited for whatever else they have because they obviously know what they're doing now, like they did back in the day after they hit that dip. All right, next thing. Tell the festival postponed to next year. Jeez.
March 6th and 7th, 2021, due to virus. Okay.
So yeah, this was gonna be next month, and it got postponed to next year. Um,
My tail's up.
which is kind of sad because I was gonna hope, huh?
Why is Zealous on the front, damn it?
Well, I was gonna hope since they do have the new girl here that they's gonna show some more of Arise. So hopefully, maybe in June of this year, maybe they'll show some stuff from Arise. That's because that's when the festival was supposed to be, and they probably was gonna show some stuff then. So maybe June we might see some new Arise footage and have some new news on that and stuff like that.
Probably.
So let's hope for that, because hopefully not wait until next year for some Arise news. That'll be stupid.
That would be stupid.
Um,
I have the Guilty Gear
Arc System. The producer for Guilty Gear Strive, it's getting pushed back, postponed, like everything else, and it's moving from late 2020 to early 2021 because of the virus. So probably just a couple of months. So early 2021 could be like January, February, probably no later than March.
Thank you. Singular Gear Strive. You're welcome.
I didn't play the beta, but the online seemed weird. Seemed really weird.
And apparently hearing some good things about it.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the actual game, but the online seemed weird. Like where you have like this little character that you have to play as, and then like you have to sword fight with your little character so you can go into a match or something like that. It's something weird. I don't know. I don't get it. Next up, Ultra Instinct Goku. It's out now
Oh yeah.
on Fighters. He's Ultra Instinct. He dodges.
See him.
He has.
Ultra. He's cool.
He seems cool, but yeah.
So blue.
Goku number 23.
He's just shirtless at the time. I have normal hair.
He does get
Colored
hit
a bit.
because that was my question. I was like, was he gonna like have hit damage, like a hit stun at all, or would he just be standing there while his bar goes down, like just looking cool? But yeah, he does. Like if you punch him, he does react to it. He seems cool. He doesn't seem.
Oh.
Hmm?
He has some like what's his name again? No, I've forgotten his name now. Damn it.
He doesn't seem too much like just like a super like tanked up. Oh, he's not out yet. It's 22nd. I thought it was out. I think I saw his footage, but yeah, I thought he was out. He doesn't seem super powered, so like
I would do that.
he won't feel unfair for somebody picking it. Which I still probably gonna think that in my head, like, oh yeah, you would pick.
Unless you know how to play him.
And alongside with that, there are 3 more characters coming soon. Who do you think they're gonna be?
3 other characters would be fine.
Who
have them?
Super characters? Or Z characters? We don't have any Dragon Ball characters. Or we could do GT. Because I don't know who I would want from GT, other than like Pan and Baby Vegeta.
Vegeta 59.
Super 17. You know, we already have 17, even though, you know, they don't care about doubles.
No, they don't.
But like, yeah, if you're gonna give me new characters, oh, there we go. Oob.
Who?
Super Oob. Oob. The black guy with the mohawk.
Oh.
So
Pan.
Super Oob. Pan. Baby Vegeta. That'll be my GT like characters. Super. I'm trying to think of who in Super. I don't know who else was cool in Super because you had like a lot of like just returning characters like fighting Frieza again and stuff like that. And then we have Hit, we have Kefla. Um, I don't know who else in Super.
The dragon himself.
Or like whatchamacallit, Vegeta. Um God, Super Saiyan God Vegeta.
We don't have God for either of them.
Yeah, we don't have God Goku either.
No,
That's true.
but yeah.
I don't want God Goku, but I feel like that actually might be the next one that's coming out. It's gonna be Super Saiyan God Goku's. Then it's gonna be Super Saiyan God Goku. Then it's gonna be Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Then it's gonna be Dragon Ball Goku. Because we have Kid Goku, but that's GT, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're gonna have Kid Goku from Dragon Ball. There you go. That's your three. It's gonna be God Goku, Super Saiyan 4, then Dragon Ball Goku.
You thought we didn't have enough Gokus in this more.
We know exactly what y'all want. More Goku. Like nobody wants this. Why do y'all keep doing this? All right.
Move on.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Xenoblade? Who cares?
Game looks amazing.
This is one of the things that's like, this was on the Wii, and now look how much they've improved this. But going back to what you were saying before about like remaking a GameCube game,
Yeah.
this is like on par with like
Mhm.
GameCube, of course, Wii.
Yeah, and I mean, and this is a good example, and this is more of a remaster than
Yeah,
a remake.
more of an example of what a remake you can do.
Yeah, like this would be the remake that RE4 would probably feel like, because
And they added
essentially
the
you're just remastering it.
epilogue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's epilogue on this one as well. So
Yeah, and then
another.
you have like an extra epilogue and stuff. So this game looks amazing. Still,
That game is amazing.
I barely played the original. I mean, I barely played the Wii version. I wish this was in 1080 right now because the 720 is hurting my eyes, and we can't see how great it looks.
Oh yeah, it's only the 720.
Yeah. But I'm sure like if you played in portable, it's gonna be 720 anyway. So, but yeah, I never been super hyped to play a Xenoblade game till now because I particularly like the gameplay, the battle system from first glance and well, when I first tried it out, that was years ago, so I might be more on par with it now since I've just played so many other different type of games. But like back when I first played it, I never cared for it.
I just want to play this game so I can hear my backslash. Backslash.
But yeah, I can't tell you too much about Xenoblade because I know little other than this looks really good, and this is how. Like when Soak was in Smash, I never realized that they upgraded his look until later. Like I never I never paid attention to it. Like
Yes, it's
when he was in Smash, I was just like, oh, that's a guy from Xenoblade. Like I never was like, oh, he looked way better. I was just like, oh, that's a guy from Xenoblade. And now to actually see that Smash character in the actual game, and then you go back and look at the other one, you're like, oh yeah, that did look shit ass ugly. It just looks actually legit and good.
like Oblivion up in this shit.
So yeah, there looks like there's a bunch of systems and stuff here that I don't know, so I can't explain them. But
I only played 2 for a bit. So I don't know.
yeah, like like looking at two. There's a lot of things in 2 that just doesn't interest me to spend $60 on it. I might like once the price drops and stuff on it, I might buy it too. Like one
The
day.
only thing that interested me in 2 is titties.
Yeah, I mean you have that, but other than that, like there's not much else there. Like I don't like their costumes and stuff like that. Like those look weird and stuff. I watched some videos on it and it's just things didn't impress me. But this looks more my lane. This feels like a PlayStation 2 game with really nice graphics. So I'm hyped for this. I'm excited for this. This comes out I was going to say 2 weeks, but next week. Not this week that we're going through, but next week. Comes out next week. Next Friday.
I'll pick this up at the end of the month.
Yeah, it comes out the end of the month.
Oh yeah, it does.
We wouldn't play. You say what?
Keep forgetting what day we're on.
This Friday would be when Sword Art Online would be coming out, but that got delayed to July. So, but next up, Mortal Kombat 11
Oh yeah,
Aftermath. So when I first saw this, I thought it was just new characters, DLC, stuff like that, which it is. But I thought that's all it was, so I didn't really care about it until you posted this in the docket. And then I looked at it, and I was like, oh, it's story stuff. And it's legit after the main story. That's cool.
It's main story shit, it's an expansion. Right.
And I was like, before I even saw all of this, I was looking at the Shang Tsung character, and I was like, damn, I really wish he was in the main story in 11.
Now he is.
And now he's in the main story in 11 and plays a big part in it. And it makes sense, kind of, for the story is. But this is cool. I like that we're continuing. I did sell my copy of MK11, so
Oh, good for you, because you've got
buy that ending.
And it contains everything.
Yeah, I'll probably get it on like PC.
Yeah, we'll talk about pricing in a bit.
I didn't even know about the pricing. Okay, we'll get into that then. But yeah, we have new characters. So we have, of course, Shang Tsung. Well, he's not new. But we have Fujin coming back. We have Shiva coming back. And then what was the last one?
Robocop.
Oh yeah, Robocop. Fujin, Shiva, and Robocop.
Douchebag.
Which is just seems so random. Oh yeah, and then we have other stuff like
it's voiced by the actual Robocop.
So yeah, and that part of the trailer like threw me off. Like when they showed like the cop get out the car and stuff, and was like, "We need backup," and I was like, "Wait," I was like, "What?" I was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Cops just trying to shoot these guides," and then they show Robocop. I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense now." And yeah, they added some extra stuff like friendship allies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so Scorpion's hugging the giant teddy bear and stuff. So
yeah, a few friend. What are they called again?
It's just called friendship.
Friendship.
Yeah.
Called friendalities.
I say friendshipalities, but yeah, it's called friendship.
Stage friendalities as well.
Yeah, they have more sage friendalities. I don't think they have the baby allies anymore.
Not more. That's new. Stage fatalities weren't in the original.
No. I just meant from past games.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what's the pricing?
Oh yeah. Let's get into that.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is in euros.
Shut up. So basically, this will be about $60. I'd say Aftermath. The thing I'm concerned about is this is the Aftermath collection. Pretty good pricing, but Mortal Kombat 11 is still at full price, even on Amazon. I've checked.
Oh.
But the thing is, if I go down to DLC and go to add-ons, so if you had the original MK11 and was getting the add-ons, Mortal Kombat Combat Pack 1 is about $20, I'd say.
Wait, you said Mortal Kombat 11 is $60?
No, Mortal Kombat 11 original is about $40, $50.
It's $20 right now on Amazon.
$20? Yeah.
Yep.
But if you're getting it new or something like that, what else? The add-on for combat pack, if you're just getting this all combat packs separately, so combat pack 1 is about like $20, let's say, as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting for like 6 characters, some stages. Oh, let me look in this. Yeah, 6 new character add-on, playable characters, Joker, Shang-Tsung, Nightwolf, blah blah blah. Skins and gear sets, 6 themed skin packs, including the classic skins. That shit. If we go back, let's see, where is it? 2 Aftermath. Aftermath is about $40
It's $40.
on its own. That includes cinematic story, so that has to be some good ass story, to be honest. 3 playable characters and 3 skins. So let's say, so cut it in half. So from the Combat Pack 1, Combat Pack 1 was about $20. So you're getting 6 characters in that one, 3 characters in this one, so that's about $10. So you're paying $30 for a story, more story. And they've already put out that the friendships and the stage fatalities, I think, is all going to be free in an update. And you're also paying for skins as well.
So
that's story. So you're paying, let's say, if you're getting all separate, $20 for the original game, $20 for the combat one.
Here, actually, to go back, Mortal Kombat 11 is $50 on PSN, but on Amazon it's originally $25, but it's on sale for $20. $25. But it's $50 on PSN.
50. So let's go 50. Let's go for PSN. If you're getting through PSN, $50 for PSN, $50 for the original game, $20 for Combat Pack 1, and then $40 for the Aftermath. All separate. That's a lot of money.
You can
get for someone who got that. If someone who got that, like, release date.
Yeah, because now it looks like it's this will benefit me more than it will benefit you.
Because I haven't got it before, so I'm saving money by getting the Aftermath edition. But you're fucking the other people who got it, first day 1.
Says, let me see. So, because do you have the Combat Pack 1?
No, I don't have Mortal Kombat 11 at all.
Oh, you don't have 11. Okay, I thought you had it. All right.
We picked the Aftermath plus Combat Pack.
So yeah, like if I still had it, because I paid $60 when I got it.
Yeah.
So if I still had that, then I paid $60. Which I guess you can't go. It's hard to really go by having the original already because that's price being fluctuated and everything like that. You're always gonna have $60 when it first started, and then through the 9, you're always going to have more DLC come.
Yeah, of course.
But, yeah, so this is confusing.
Still money even now, the original game.
Because, so like you said, so if I have the original game now, so if I had the original game and I just wanted the Aftermath and Combat Pack by itself, how do I do that? Because it looks like I have to buy. Because it looks like I have to buy Aftermath, which is $40, and I would have to buy the Aftermath and Combat Pack, which is $50.
There is a Aftermath plus Combat Pack bundle, which I'd say that's about $50.
But then, hold on. So there's 2 bundles here, and I'm confused now. Okay, so there's an Aftermath collection.
There's an Aftermath collection, which is like the one you want to go for, which basically has everything in it.
Okay, so Aftermath, you can't. So the $40 for Aftermath, you can't buy that by itself.
You can.
No, that's what I just clicked on it. You can't buy it by itself. It says required Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh no, you can't buy it by itself.
Say new players can purchase Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath collection, but you can't buy the $40 Aftermath.
Everything, but you can't buy Aftermath on its own. You need MK11.
Yeah.
If
So you would have to. So it's still because there's still more money. So that's still more money if you.
If
That's
you're a
like you
day
said.
buyer, you'd be spending a lot of money.
Yeah, because so for us, we'll just be able. Thanks, Liz.
We'll still
We'll be
buy.
able to just buy the Aftermath collection for $60. Point period.
Yeah,
For new people, for people who have the game already, they have to buy
aftermath.
Aftermath, which is $40. And then, well, I guess that goes along with what I said again. Again, it's
You
hard to
see where
really, yeah. But like I said, I guess it's hard to really go along with that because, like we said, the original game is $60, so it's hard to compare it because that was $60 at a point in time, and DLC is always gonna come. So it's hard to really throw in what the original price is added on with the DLC rather than what we get now if we don't have the original game.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean?
Yep.
So that makes sense, even though it is kind of confusing in a way. In a
Still
sense.
fucking people got it day
Um,
one. We supported you day one. They should at least get a discount on this, I think.
So let me see. So yeah, so you're paying 30. So we're paying $30, and I already paid $60 for my game. So I'm paying $90, and then the people who are new, we're paying $60 instead of paying $90. And like you
Mhm.
said, like I've been supporting it since day one, but so I have to pay more rather than the new
Exactly.
people that's coming in that's paying $60. So yeah, what you're saying does make sense. It is kind of shitty.
I hope they do something about that because it doesn't sit well with me.
And it's probably not because that's just DLC practice.
But to be honest, I don't know because a lot of people uproar about this.
You said they aren't or they are?
Are
Oh, okay. I'm
uh,
not in it. I don't see too much in the MK community, so I don't know what's happening with this. So I didn't know. I didn't even know that was a thing. So that's true though. Wow, that is a jip. That's almost on the lines of Devil. I won't say Devil May Cry. Dead or Alive.
yeah, others again.
Which more? I mean, which a lot of the fighting game DLCs they are just shitty.
I
Like
know, a lot of
Dead or Alive is probably the worst one, but a lot of
stuff.
fighting games
You
DLCs
don't
are
really
just
get
shitty.
by having a complete collection, do you? For that much.
You said what?
A lot of like fighting games will have DLCs and all that stuff, but you don't see like a Dead or Alive 6 having a complete edition with everything, do you?
Oh no, that's never gonna happen.
I know.
It's not even like you can't sell that. Like it's,
'Cause
it's not something that can be sold because that's over $500.
yep.
If you keep the price the same.
God, fucking Shiva step over you. It's fucking brutal.
Like yeah, this is cool. I'm gonna get that because I do want to see. I'm not a big Mortal Kombat fan. I mean, I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. Words. I am a big Mortal Kombat fan in the sense of story, but I'm not a big Mortal Kombat fan in the sense of gameplay. Like I don't really like the game as a fighting game. Like it's not one of my favorite fighting games. But when it comes to stories and stuff like that, like I like that stuff. Like I like what's going on with it and stuff like that. So I do want to see like what happens next. Genshin Impact.
That's old. It's this one's new. Which one's new?
Huh?
This one's new.
What
In the base. I was looking for the new one.
Yeah, you see what see my issue
Shut up.
was.
Shut up. Shut up.
Genshin Impact has a final closed beta test for PlayStation 4, PC, iOS, and Android. Not the Switch, surprisingly. So this game is coming out for Switch too. So it's coming out for Orleans and it's coming out for the Switch. But the last beta test isn't for the Switch. So guess they're still developing the
Wait.
Switch version.
We plan to implement some changes and optimizations in the final closed beta based on what we heard and learned. The cross-platform co-op mode is an important component of Genshin Impact. Oh, and it will be a core part of the final closed beta experience. We're excited to see our players react to the team-oriented gameplay.
Yep, so there is a co-op mode in here that's going to be added. One thing that really raised an alarm for me was that this closed beta test is going to be in third quarter 2020. So I was hoping that this game was going to be released in the summer, but if the beta is still going to be in third quarter,
Oh no.
looks like a fall release at the, or fall or winter release at the earliest. So hopefully the final beta test is just for the co-op stuff for the most part, and just so they can like basically stress test the like servers and stuff. Because if it's just that, then they don't need much more time after that to just release the game. Because then
No.
it could be like literally like that, and then they can release it like in like either a couple of weeks or like a month. So hopefully it's just that. But yeah, so hype for that. So
Oh.
can't wait to play that. Hopefully I get selected for the beta. We'll see. Um, Legend of Heroes 4.
Oh, a story trailer.
Jeez, this game, I have no idea what's happening
Wait, what the hell? Hold
at
on.
all. From,
Oh,
being at school, finding my waifus, to everybody having mechas, and the main character, he's like anime Jesus now, with white hair and red eyes.
literally, like, after I saw this, you post this trailer, I literally went on Amazon, just like fucking wishlisted all the games. Like, I want to play these games.
Like they're really cool and interesting games.
How far they've come. That hair does not look paper anymore, or plastic.
And then like, cause like the
Yeah,
main
the head.
character, he's not even the main character, but he is the main character to the main character. What?
It's like back on like the stream that you did with the first game, like that hair looking all plastic shit.
Well, that was because they just ported that from the Vita
I know, but
and
funny
upres it.
how games
Yeah,
come.
and these
Kind
were
of
more made for PS4, PC,
look how much you've grown.
and on the Switch again, which is still confusing because now only 3 and 4 is on the Switch, but not 1 and 2. So it makes no sense.
Look how
But
much they've grown up.
you said what?
Look how much they've grown up.
And yeah, like they're adults now and stuff. He's Jesus, red eyes, and he's captured.
Like,
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I can't tell you anything about this.
who's
And
this?
then this is still the ninth game of a whole series because you still got to play all of the Trails of the Sky games and Trails of Zero. Trails of Zero, and
PlayStation 4 2020.
you said
And
what?
PC 21. And then the Switch.
Oh yeah, that's like PlayStation 4 coming fall
look,
2020.
get it all.
That's weird because all the other ones, PlayStation 4 was the last one to come out
Well,
because it
I
came
guess
out on Switch. I guess is the last one to come out really, but for 1 and 2, that came out. It came out on the Vita, and then it came out on PC, and then it came out on PlayStation 4. So, weird. All right,
Um,
so
Ghost of Tsushima.
get into the main parts of the show of the podcast.
Let's see. 3 hours in?
3 hours, 15 minutes. All right, so uh PlayStation had a state of play that only showed stuff with Ghost of Tsushima. And the game looks freaking amazing. Looks like,
With,
huh?
what was even Breath of the Wild mixed with
I gotta turn you up. Your voice is getting lower. Oops.
Sekiro mixed with Breath of the Wild. That's what I heard.
Yeah, it looks like Breath of the Wild. At certain times, like when you're standing like over the. Have you watched this?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. It looks like Breath of the Wild when you're like standing over like this part right here. You're standing over like everything that's happening, like the whole, what do you call it, filled world, and like anywhere that you can see is where you could touch and go to. So like, cause yeah, like when they first showed it, I was like, oh, I was like, this is like I wasn't even thinking about open world and this and stuff with this game, but I was just like, oh yeah, Breath of the Wild, and this looks good. The only thing I can say that I'm scared of is hopefully it's not just a bunch of nothingness.
Mm.
Like hopefully it's not just open world just for the sake to be open world, but there's nothing around but just trees and grass.
I know this
Um, but now this is 18 minutes long, so I have to skip through it.
guiding. Use the guiding wind to. What was that?
Yeah, there is no they're saying this and people was making a big deal out of it before they showed this presentation that there's no waypoints or nothing in the game that shows you where to go.
Use the
So I
guide you.
think the wind, yeah, I think you have like a button that you could hit and it'll like show the wind, so you know like
Oh,
which direction you need to be going to.
you can call your horse. Oh, look at him.
And yeah, the game just looks beautiful.
Oh, there's no UI. It's amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean there is UI when you're like in battles and stuff,
It's not bearing. I mean,
but it's still like still looks great.
clean as fuck. Oh my god, this game
All
is
right,
amazing.
we gotta scan through because this is gonna be long.
Fine, I'll watch
It's
this
18
later.
minutes. But for the most part of this presentation, we're just showing like different like areas that you can go to and stuff like that. There's just one cool area I'll show on my screen right now. This one looks kind of dope, but this one right here that's coming up next, like this like ancient like shrine like symbol stuff, and just like the way flowers look and stuff, like flower petals like fly up and stuff like that. This game graphically just looks amazing, huh?
Like a lethal standoff, and he just sliced him immediately.
Oh, okay, you skipped ahead. Okay, so yep, in battle you have two battle modes. You have samurai and you have ghost. So at samurai, basically you kind of play this kind of like a Sozi type game where like you're trying to find an opening, and then like once you find your opening, you're just going for the attack and kill. It seems very like fast paced. Like it seems very like
Strike
once
must
you
kill.
once you strike, like it looks like they're dying. Like it doesn't look like it takes too much to like take down a
Yeah,
person.
playing like every strike must kill.
Yeah, like that's what it looks like. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like too much back and forth. It's just like find the opening, get
Parry
in
and
and kill.
what was that?
Um, so with this part that he's doing in the daytime as samurai, they explain like on this part you can go back at nighttime, and when you can play as ghost, which you're the ninja, and then basically you're kind of playing like Assassin's Creed, Batman, like stealth type mission stuff. So you're basically like just stealthing around. So you can play how you want to. You can play just going in, murdering everybody as a samurai, or you can sneak around and hide in the shadows as a ninja.
The ladle.
And then like he has this freaking shotgun arrow. Like it literally like when you hear it, it goes like boom, like a shotgun. So I don't know if it's like a shotgun when you blow somebody's head off with it, but
Now it seems we are the same group of Mongols as the Dishonorable.
there is different.
Ghost. I love that.
Every
Yeah, so when he's a ninja, he's ghost.
even using fear.
So he has different tools and stuff like that. So you like when you're the ninja, you use like the ninja stars and stuff like that. You can use like the smoke screen and throw it down. So then like you could like throw the smoke down and like jump in the smoke so nobody can see you, and then just come and like stealth kill people. It
Oh,
there's a lot to this. Like I feel like you can play this game in like so many different ways.
yeah, the kunai. That's sick.
And yeah, he had like the kunai, and then like as soon as he threw the kunai, like the person just started bleeding out. Um, and then yeah, once you get to the end of this mission, like you're just blowing up this boat here. I know you're still watching, so I'm just gonna go on ahead. So you can customize him into different ways that you want to. So you can change the color of his clothes. You can change his hat. Take the hat off, put the hat on, change the way what type of hat he has, change how his samurai stuff looks, change how his nether clothes look, change how his like normal clothes look, change the color of it. Once you get like certain charms and stuff like that, and they said like everything that you have is a part of like your stats. So like you have a different type of shirt and it'll change your stats and stuff like that. So it's not just all cosmetics. Like they are like worth stuff. So you have that. So you can customize him in any ways that you want. You can change the colors with it when you find like certain flowers and stuff. There is a photo mode. So you can pause mid game and just go straight into photo mode. And there's different filters and stuff. You can change the different filters. You can change the depth of field to make the background like blurry and just focus on the character. You can actually change his emotion like during the photo mode. Like if you want him to look angry or with his mouth wide open or look scared or look happy or whatever, you can change all of that. You can add like leaves falling down. You can add like Japanese writing in front of it.
Fight as a samurai. Assassinate as a ghost.
The other thing that they showed off is that there is a Japanese voice track. So there's a Japanese dub, which is always weird to say because you're used to English dub for Japanese stuff, but this is actually a English-made game. But since it's focused on like Japanese stuff, they have a Japanese dub, and apparently the voice actor for the main character is the voice actor for what's his name from One Piece. Damn it,
Zoro?
Zoro. Zoro from One Piece. The
guy?
Yeah, with the three swords.
Okay.
The Japanese voice actor. He's the Japanese voice actor for the main character in this game. Another mode that they showed off was Samurai Cinema. So basically, having this like a samurai movie, you can play the whole game in black and white. Like black and white, and it'll have like the film grain going in front of it too. Like it's like black and white with like film grain, like looks like an old time movie. So it really feels like you're playing like a samurai movie. So
That's cool.
it's just a bunch of extra stuff that doesn't need to be there, but they're like, fuck it. Why not? Just put it in there. Just do it. Then this game looks great. Like this is how like, which is gonna lead into our next conversation. Like this is how looking at this is, and it's like, what is next gen? Because this is current gen right here.
Thank you
So
so much.
how much better can you make video games right now with our technology that we have? Because this looks like basically at the peak of it.
Mm. I'm like
Any thoughts?
fucking amazing. That's all I can say. I can the combat and the story and the extra shit. I'm gonna watch this more in detail later.
Yeah, definitely watch that in detail, 1080 all the way up. I feel like they uploaded the video wrong, like because YouTube compressed the hell out of it. So certain parts it does look kind of blurry. I feel like that's not the game. I feel like that's just the video that they uploaded on the official PlayStation site. So I'm not sure what happened with that, but it's still even with that, still looks beautiful.
That
All right,
one,
so
PS5 is the one we have to look at.
what you said?
The PS5 one.
So before we get to the PlayStation 5,
Okay.
IGN put out a YouTube video basically asking or saying, are your expectations too high for next gen? That we need to lower our expectations for next gen graphics. We already talked about this in like lengthy detail. But yeah, like graphics of next gen just doesn't seem next gen. Like it just seems like it's current gen, and then at the most current gen with better lighting.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at it and really feeling like, okay, like when we look at PlayStation 4 generation games now, we're like, oh, it looks almost realistic. Like it's so close to being realistic. So you would think that next leap is this. This is like a real human being that we're touching and playing. Like all of these people that's on screen just look like human characters, and looks like I'm literally playing a movie. Like I'm watching Netflix right now, but I'm actually playing it. Like that's what PlayStation 5 and what Xbox Series X, the thought of it would be, but we're still not there yet. Looking at all of the games and stuff that they're showing. And the one thing that they're kind of like making things look better is just lighting. Like when you have lighting and reflections, of course that makes it look better, but it doesn't make it look like a graphical leap. It just looks like you're adding more context to what we already have. So, to go along with that point, during the whole Jeff Keighley thing, when he was like, "Okay, we have something special for the summer. What's that special thing? We have Epic Games to talk about their new little project called Fortnite 2. So what Fortnite 2 is, Fortnite 2 is going to be the best looking game ever created. Fortnite 2 is going to have so many lightings and polygons in like all of like the 7-year-old kids and stuff that's so disrespectful. I'm sorry. I know there's adults that love Fortnite and play Fortnite.
You've lost me already.
I was making a joke because Epic Games, they know they make Unreal, but they also make Fortnite. So that was a joke. All right. So Epic Games came out on Jeff Keighley's presentation to talk about Unreal Engine 5.
The best looking shit I've seen.
And they basically had a tech demo of a game that's probably never going to be a thing because that's how tech demos usually work. It's usually games that look really cool that we want to be games, but I'll never be a game.
I kind of wish they would release it so we can tinker with it. Game of it, just like that tech demo.
Yeah, they never even release tech demos and stuff. Like it's always like this probably would have been a thing that you could have played like if there was a presentation, like if it was like E3 or something like that, if they was doing one. But since they're not, then yeah, you can't. But so this tech demo looks really good. They kind of show off again. This is lighting, but the thing with this though, this is lighting done right. This is like the most realistic lighting to really, like less on the character end, but just more on the environment end. Like these look like real rocks. Like I look at that image. If somebody didn't tell me I was looking at a YouTube video of a game, I would be like, oh, that's just a picture of some rocks. Looks really cool and clear. But like just the lighting of things now and stuff like that, especially with this new Unreal Engine, it looks really, really good. They're showing the rocks a lot now. Let's scan fast.
They show a lot of rocks to show you.
Yes, the rocks look good. We get it. But yeah, everything that I said, like it's less of a graphical leap and more of changing the display of lighting, and the more realistic lighting that you have, the more that it appeals to our eyes, so things can look more realistic to us. Which is not a trick or anything, but it's just it's not as grand as we would expect it, but it is something that is more and extra. Now they showed this part where we're crawling through, and they promised us that next gen we wouldn't have those We didn't have those loading, like crawling through loading time things because you're crawling through so it can load the next part. So I was kind of hyped for Final Fantasy VII Part 2 to not have those.
I think that crawling through part was supposed to show how she interacts with the rocks and the surfaces.
Yeah, it probably is, but at the same time, I feel like they probably still need that loading time because they are working with a higher graphical, like a higher like it's like they keep saying through the whole thing, they're working with more polygons and more triangles. So even though we are at a level of newer hardware that's stronger, they're still trying to load up even more polygons than they originally had before for the current gen. So it
Yeah.
probably still needs to load in all of that stuff. So like we don't have pop-ins and stuff of textures. So like we're probably still gonna see that with a lot of games. There's probably gonna be some games that don't need it as much and stuff like that, because they're probably be focused way more on like the lighting than the actual how many textures are gonna be loaded in. But stuff like Final Fantasy VII might still have that. Like Final Fantasy VII Part 2 might still have like a loading time and stuff like that.
Expect it in some places.
Yeah. And then like the way that the lighting looks with this, like more so on like not even where the lighting is focused right now, but more so on the sides, like the statue on the left and stuff like this when they're in this like cave part. Like the way that the lighting just reflects looks really realistic.
Mm.
So like we're basically at
The way it reflects
um
on
huh?
surfaces and everything.
You said what?
The way it reflects off on metal surfaces.
Yeah, like we're at RTX shadings. We're at ray tracing level right now without it being ray tracing because this is not NVIDIA.
Right.
But it's basically ray tracing for consoles. So basically we're gonna have ray tracing for consoles. And it seems like it won't be killing the system.
More than I think.
And as I say, like just the reflection off of things, like just makes things look. And I'm guessing, like, well, you see, the difference between like this and ray tracing is ray tracing can be inputted into things already, into like older things already, where this is gonna be things that's only being made with Unreal 5. So, like, if we put an old game into the PlayStation 5, it won't give us what we see right now.
That's understandable.
Yeah, it's understandable. It'd be cool if you could put in an old game and then have
Yeah.
that
Have
lighting
that.
and stuff, have that new lighting and stuff. But yeah, that won't be the case because it's the engine that it's built off of, and not the actual graphics card that's in the system.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, either way, most things are made on Unreal Engine, so we're gonna see stuff looking like this for a lot of games. Um, this looking like a freaking Uncharted Tomb Raider game, so you can
With
definitely Tomb Raider, and if there's a new Uncharted game, whatever Naughty Dog does for next gen,
apparently that light in the distance is actually, rendering.
being rendered, yeah, that doesn't surprise me actually. And then this cool part, he starts flying.
Thing in the background that becomes 3D through a magic.
This
And
part
then
is
this
amazing.
Oh, cool.
This is really cool. Now the unfortunate part is that they said this is not coming out into sometime in 2020, sometime in 2021, which means any games right now being made for PlayStation 5 and stuff, they're not going to be using Unreal 5. So like Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 won't be using this because that's being made right now.
Yeah.
So we're probably not going to see that until like a Part 3 for Final Fantasy VII. But either way, looks good. It looks really good, really, really good.
If there is
Um, huh?
a part 3.
At the party, I'm sure there probably is. They want that money. Um, but yeah, this still goes on along the lines of it's not a big graphical leap, and that's gonna be the thing that like we're gonna have to get into our mentals for us to accept next gen, and then throughout the time we're gonna see just more and more things get better. We're already getting some negative feedback because they said that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not gonna run at 60. It's only gonna be 30 frames.
Oh
So
no.
basically,
Oh,
this is gonna be a current gen game on next gen consoles. So
yeah.
like, you see, and that's a scary thing because like now it's like what's holding it back from running at 60? Because when you say, oh, we can only run it at 30, you can't run it at 60, is it a hardware limitation? Because then if it's a hardware limitation before the system even comes out, what's gonna happen 4 or 5 years from now where we're getting even stronger and more powerful games? Are we not going to be able to run anything at 60 no more? So then we're going to be back to current gen standards of 1080, 30, and then we don't even feel like we have a next gen thing anymore.
I don't know.
It's so. I feel like this is probably one of the worst console generation releases, just
Yeah.
because
Say.
it's so many complications, it's so many issues, it's so many questions, and I feel like they don't know the answers to.
I feel like the only console that didn't get a rough start was Switch.
Yeah, Switch was like legit.
Switch was like, hey, this is what we're bringing. I mean, it's not anything new, but it's
Yeah, like they in. Well, I would say, I mean, they had the lead on it, but I guess they didn't even like you can't even like use that as a like anything. Like even if Switch came out now hand in hand with these two, like I still like they would still have the lead. Like they like that would still be like the one that like between the three, people would be like, but that one, the Nintendo one that turns into a
That's-
portable, like that looks kind of cool. Like compared to these things that we don't even know nothing about.
that Switch one can go from like the TV to portable.
Yeah. And you see that, and that's the thing. It's like that, like what the Switch did. Like when we look at next gen, of course, with like PlayStation and Xbox, it's graphics, graphics, graphics. But I feel like the only one that did next gen is Nintendo. Like they're the only one that did next gen right because they was like, how can we create a next gen system? Because with PlayStation 5 and Xbox, it's still going to be just a box sitting right here.
Yeah.
Whereas Nintendo, it's like, this is next gen because we never had a system that was a home system that played 1080 games. And then I can just go like, oh, I want to play portable now. And then just pick it up. And then just start playing portable in 2 seconds.
It's funny how that is
Yeah.
leading.
Yeah, like that sounds like when you say something like that, like just describing that, like that sounds like the gen. When you describe PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and you're like, it kind of looks the same, but we have a little bit of extra lighting. We're gonna try to run things in 4K 60, but some games are still gonna be 1080 30, like the current gen, and some of the current gen games are just gonna be ported over and run the same. And it's just like how am I excited for spending $500 on a new box when it's like I was super hyped to spend $300 on a Switch. I was like, dang, I would spend more than $300 on this. Like if a pro version came out. What you said?
It's like PS5, Xbox One Series X. Which one are you gonna get? I'm gonna stick with PC and Switch.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna still have a PlayStation 4. I have a PC, so I can get next gen games already. And then
Good,
again,
right.
don't need any Xbox games because any Xbox games gonna come up PC. Gotta
Exactly.
switch. Like, we've been living in next gen for the past couple of years already. So, I'm not hyped for it. I'm not excited.
No.
I am curious, but I'm just not excited.
I'm curious what they'll do in the future. The future.
Yeah, like once Final Fantasy VII Part 2 comes out and some more stuff.
Yeah, give
Like
me
once
that.
an anime, I want an anime game to look like an anime. Like to literally look like it was hand drawn anime.
Right, after Final Fantasy VII Part 2, we'll see how Final Fantasy VIII Remake looks
You know that ain't happening.
like. No. Final Fantasy 16, I don't know what they're going after.
Yeah, I don't. That's a weird one because I don't even know what direction they're gonna go with because they're still making money off of 14.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they want to just do another MMO, call it and make that 16, another story one.
Those are weird. I don't know. But I think if they'll probably just add more shit to 14.
To 14. Yeah, but eventually it's gonna run dry, and eventually they're gonna want to do a new MMO.
It costs a lot of money.
What for the creators or for the consumers?
What?
For us or for them?
Creating an MMO is expensive.
Yeah. But they're gonna get that money back because people are gonna buy it no matter what.
You got me there.
So they don't give a damn if it's gonna. For one, it's a monthly service. On top of that, so it's not even you're buying the $60 game and you're buying the expansion pack. You're buying the $60 game and the expansion packs, and you're paying $12 a month for it. So they're gonna get their money. So yeah, I don't know what Final Fantasy 16 is gonna look like on PlayStation 5. Let's hope that could be a PlayStation 6 thing. But yeah, any thoughts about next gen?
Look at those triangles.
Those triangles. Got
I don't see how
millions of triangles. Huh?
Wait, is Ghost of Tsushima on PS4 only? Or PS5? Or whatever the fuck it's on?
PlayStation 4 only.
PlayStation 4 only.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, then no. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, because any game that we want, PlayStation. Like I feel like a lot of people always feel differently when I say this. I feel like PlayStation 4 might be the best console.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I'm just like I don't mean this generation. I mean period.
Yeah.
And of course that's the thing that's up for debate. But like I really feel like PlayStation 4 is the best console ever created.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because like we have so many, like not like first of all, it made PlayStation 3 basically irrelevant. With all of the like anything that we wanted to play on PlayStation 3, we have the better version on PlayStation 4, the remastered and definitive editions of them.
And ports as well.
Yeah, we have ports, remasters, definitive editions and stuff. We have remakes of PlayStation 1 games. We have like a bunch of remakes of PlayStation 1 games. And we have remasters and ports and HD versions of PlayStation 2 games. It's like, how is this not the best console right now?
I don't get
And there's nothing enticing me to go to a new console right now. So, yeah.
give it
like
3 years.
Let's see. I don't know.
I'm not
Maybe
saying
that-
get it. I'm just saying wait 3 years. And
Oh, it's saying wait 3 years. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know. Like 3 years, we probably still be like, I mean, PlayStation 4 still running.
yeah.
And I don't even have a Pro.
I have a Pro.
I still have the original PlayStation 4. And it's fine for me. Yeah, I would like the Pro for like 60 frames and stuff like that for certain games, but like,
Gold one though.
yeah, I have a custom gold one for $700. So I'm not making that mistake again. So, because when the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out, but yeah,
That's basically it. Really.
that's basically it. Next gen, yeah. Whoa, yeah.
Anyway,
uh,
are out on YouTube and Spotify. Go listen to them if you haven't listened to them already.
yes.
This will be, I don't know when. Until Shawnee.
This will be up soon. And if you want to see us do our own stuff, you can catch me at twitch.tv/DarkNerdShawny. You can also catch me on YouTube, DarkNerdShawny, Twitter, at Shawnee Boy Music. My music, Shawnee Boy. On Spotify, I'm Shawnee Boy without the space. I'm on YouTube, Shawnee Boy Music. Yeah, check me out. And Nate, what's your stuff?
Everything is NatePlays, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Everything NatePlays, just all together. Nate and Plays.
All right.
I don't have to do anything different. I'll make you.
And hopefully next episode will be much shorter than this.
Yeah.
So don't be alone by the long time. But anyway, we appreciate all of y'all for coming by. We love y'all. Double deuces.
Peace.